What is happening, Dolphins fans, and welcome to another episode of the Fins Tailgate. Hold on a second, everybody. I am your host, El Capitan, coming here on the Friday night. Friday night, guys. Doing the new, not syndicate, crime Findicate. Trying to get the panels going on the Friday nights, get everybody involved, amping up. We got Saturday with Late Night Exhale coming up. Sometimes Color will be doing coffee and a cup of color. But either way, it's just a day or so away before Dolphins kickoff, and we're going against a team that the victory is in hand. It's the Lions. Not saying we should look through any team, but we should whip this team's ass. We're going to get into all that. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like button on your way in. Subscribe if you're watching from Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Come over to YouTube. Subscribe. Like. Hit the like button. All the good stuff. Make sure you're checking all the great content. You guys can catch Color on Tuesdays. Doing it. Late night color commentary. You guys also got Ali on Saturdays doing the Late Night Exhale. Make sure to check him out. And then every other day of the week, you got me, El Capitan, doing it all the time, anytime. Tonk 7 on the hold right now for TMI. We'll get that worked in. Cash App, Venmo, help support the channel. You guys can also support the channel through the link in the description for our partners over at Fanatics. Buy all your officially licensed gear with Fanatics, or buy yourself some TFTG gear. Get yourself all the good, the flags, the hats, the beanies. You already know. Make sure you guys are getting it. And then also our friends over at Backroom Collections. You can get 10% off using hashtag TFTG, and you'll be happy that you did because they got fire stuff. Got a couple of the folks in the back, but before we get going, guys, thank you. Hitting the like button. Really appreciate it. Getting in here early. John, Scott, Crypto, Timothy, Michael K, John, Batman's Pop, Miss Fins, Kevin Lee, what's happening? Yay. 48 hours to 5-3. Let's go. Tua is better than Herbert is an absolute joke. Listen, we're going to get into that scant because that is the shit firestorm. That's on all platforms, all on social media, Twitter, Emmanuel H.O., Joy Taylor. I mean, it is just all over. There's a full-on Twitter beef with NFL people. I got some videos to show you guys on it. We're going to piggyback on that on the way in. What's happening? Robbie. Yeah, it's a nice mask, ain't it, John? It's pretty dope. Yeah, the Jack is the new boy. I got that, watch out. I still got the old one. Whip the old one out every now and again. Sometimes I wear this one. Trying to keep it good. Make sure everybody's hitting the like button. Mike, what's happening? Family in the Heezy, what is going on? Shout out to all the members and the mods. Guys, if you're not going to support through Super Chat and you want to support in other ways, you can use the other links, but also a great way to support is joining the family. There's 3 different tiers. Find the tier that best suits you and become part of the TFTG family. You know, the Fins Tailgate, you can rock it, you let everybody know where all the cool cats are at, and we appreciate you guys. There's all cool emoticons you could use, all kinds of stuff. We got the family rolling there at the bottom. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for anybody who wants to get up, and I'm going to pull everybody that's in the back. But let me go ahead and copy and paste. Thank you. Yeah, Joy Taylor is fine as a muh. She finer than frog hair. Everybody know. Now I'm going to bring up Pamela Lewis in color. What's happening, Pamela? How you doing? Oh, you're on mute, Pamela.
Hello. I was jamming to some 5-finger death punch, blue on black. So I had to mute myself for a little bit.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, you don't want to, come in there and roll it down. We're actually my sister's having a Halloween party tomorrow, and Halloween costume contest. There's like a gift basket, stuff like that. I'm going to obviously go as the Joker. I'm not going as the old Heath Ledger Joker. I'm going to go as the new Joker and, face tattoos, gold teeth, chain, do that whole thing. I'm going to have to get into character because I'm trying to win. There's lots of stuff. But I'm going to be destroyed because my wife's been making Jello shots. We've got tens of thousands of them. I saw her make like 3 more bowls, and I was like, dang, dude, I thought you already had enough. There's no way. There's like 8 bottles of vodka that she made in Jello shots. It's just overkill. I don't know how many people are coming, but I mean, Jello shots will put you in the dirt real quick if you're careful. Yeah,
they taste too good.
Yep. Yeah, that's the problem. You just next thing you know, everyone's got freaking red and yellow teeth and green teeth and stuff like that from Jello, and they're just all freaking buzzing, falling in the pool. What's going on, Lou?
What's going on, Cap, Miss Sam? Good evening. How are you guys?
Lewis, one of my fave people.
I appreciate that, Pam. Likewise, the feeling is definitely mutual.
Yep. So there's also some other things we're going to get into. As you guys know, trade deadline's coming up. Trade deadline's coming up very soon. A lot of people have a lot of interesting takes. The Jerry Jeudy one is the craziest to me. I don't care how badly Jeudy wants to get out of friggin' Denver. They would be a bunch of dummies if they let him walk for any amount of trade. Now, could he force himself out a la Minka Fitzpatrick style? Maybe. But come on, bro. That is not happening. It's not happening. So, I'm gonna bring up.
We don't need their problems, right, Cap?
No, we definitely don't. What's going on, Crypto? What's up, Chef? Shout out to the members and the mods. Yep, thank you, brother.
What's going on, Pam and fellas?
Hey,
Crypto.
What's going on, Miss Films?
Miss Fins.
Hey, Jolie. Hey, girl.
What's happening, Miss Fins?
Just got back from my Halloween party for the kids, so very, very, very happy and triggered high.
I haven't been to a Halloween party yet. That's coming.
Yep, mine's tomorrow, and then Monday.
Sunday
everybody
night.
Knows. Yep, Monday is the.
I guess Miss Fins is gonna be with us the rest of the way this evening.
Yeah, Miss Fins all buzzing too.
All wired up on chocolate.
Yep, 6 a.m. So, guys, do you want to continue to talk about the Dolphins?
Hey, guys. Can you believe how much Mike Gesicki's not getting enough targets around here?
Man.
Okay. So, me and Jolie going to be all over that topic right there. For sure. That's our dude. He needs the targets.
Of course he does. But, I mean, if we want to win, he'll get it. If we don't want to win, he won't get it. That's what it is.
Right.
You be honest with me. Y'all really think he's going to get traded?
Gesicki? No, I don't think so.
After Monday.
I don't think so.
On Monday, he'll be a member still of this team.
Yeah, I don't see it happening unless somebody's like, hey, I'll give you a first and a second, and you know what I'm saying? They make it some crazy offer, then yeah, the Dolphins can't say no.
I would leave him for a first and a second. I mean,
yeah, you see what I'm saying? Right. Even if they came up with a first, you probably would take it. But if someone's coming around with, hey, I'll give you, next year's third and this year's third, I don't think they take that deal.
Nope.
No, I don't think they do.
Not worth it.
Yeah, that's not. They're gonna get a compensatory pick if they let them walk. They might get a
little mint candy. We ain't taking that.
That's a third round pick anyways,
they want to give
right?
us, right? A little mint candy.
Yeah, exactly. And a voucher for a free back rub.
Exactly.
Something that might be to Miss Finn's delight. I actually did hear that the Giants have actually shown serious, heavy interest in Mike Gesicki.
So Color let me tell you what. Words right out of my mouth, Color.
It's been for a while now.
Oh. Well, it's not just the Giants, but the Jets as well. Both those two teams have shown interest. Now the Jets probably won't ever get it, but the Giants have serious desire for him. And think about it. It's a win-win for the both of them. He just built his dream home in New Jersey. So who knows? Maybe they do Gesicki a solid and allow that trade to happen. But I wouldn't personally. I don't want him off this football team.
You can't deal him to a division opponent.
No.
I'll be okay with him and the Giants.
So the Giants are already, to me, the Giants are going to be the NFC's best team. I know it's looking like Philly, but I don't see that. I think it's really going to be the Giants. And if they were to get Gesicki, there ain't no stopping them. They're good.
And how about the freaking NFC least turning it around? I mean, wow.
Being a good division.
Wow.
Well, the question for me is if Miami, because we're talking about trading players, we're talking about trading Gesicki. See, that's not the problem with me. And again, we're gonna start the firestorm. I guess I'll be the fire starter.
Go ahead.
Why is Miami not making any moves? That's the real question.
So Lou, I think we only have $5 million, Lou, to be real.
Well, again,
no, you can do trades even with $5 million. Player swaps.
Listen, again, this is just my opinion. I believe that if Miami stands packed and they don't make a move, it's a big indication of how they feel about Tua Tagovailoa. There you go. I'll say it.
Not only that, Lewis, but if you want to be real, any move I see them making outside of losing weaponry on the offense in the wide receiver unit, whether it's friggin' Cedric Wilson or Mike Gesicki, the only acquisitions I see them taking probably is an offensive lineman. Not because they wouldn't like to get one, but because there's none available unless you're going to give up a first. But to your point, they would probably do an acquisition to the defensive side of the ball, which has been the strength of the team, even though we have a thin DB room. But to your point, I think they're holding out because they've allotted enough on this offense to take it, and they want to see. Yeah. I mean, listen, you're not wrong. Chris Greer could sell our future right now to sell out for Tua today.
100%.
But he's not, because that's not the right move to make. So anyone who thinks that this team
he is not familiar with his evaluation.
It's not fair to us. You go ahead, say we go and get an offensive lineman, we pay him. Now we're paying 3 offensive linemen, 2 of them to probably really big deals if we mortgage our future. It would be probably another tackle, and now we have 2 bookend tackles. Now we're spending with Connor Williams. We've got to remember Robert Hunt's contract's coming up here ASAP. So now what are we going to have? $65 million to $70 million in money on the O-line. It's just that those dollars don't make sense, and they're going to do that. And if Tua works out, you're going to have a hard time paying him.
Don't you wonder how Barfalo can have cap room for Hunt? How in the hell does Barfalo come up with cap room for them? Good Lord.
They're looking at a couple of running backs right now, and they're going to add probably one of them.
Well, they already picked him, right? They already got him, right?
Who?
Kareem Hunt? Kareem Hunt, right?
They didn't get Kareem Hunt yet, right?
No.
I think they did.
They were talking about
Unless they just got him, because literally
they just did.
Like just now in the last 30 minutes.
Pamela, don't play with me, Pamela.
No,
I know.
don't
I
think so,
saw it.
Pamela.
I saw it. I saw it in my notifications that they got him.
Color. Could you check on that and
Bruce?
verify if they got it? Because I don't think so. I don't think so.
'Cause
But they are.
I mean,
they're looking at. They're
Thank
looking at 3 running backs. They're looking at Kareem Hunt, as you mentioned, Cam Akers, who they might get lucky on getting him if he's cut even. And the third one, which should be devastating for us, is if they get Alvin Kamara. They're looking at picking up Alvin Kamara, which would be devastating.
I mean, he is, oh my gosh, he is so good. That guy, you think he's getting a little older, going to slow down a little bit. He's playing on a not great team, and he looks awesome.
I heard about the Philadelphia Eagles were also in the market for Alvin Kamara.
Yep,
for
they
Kamara,
are.
Yeah. The
Eagles get Kamara.
Man, they already got a powerhouse running team, and they get Kamara.
The latest news articles are still talking about the Rams talking to the Browns, but according to Wikipedia, who has been actually pretty decent about updating their wiki pages when these trades happen, still shows him as a member of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I don't think it's happened yet.
I got a notification. I can't even tell you where it was from, but it was like it was a done deal, and I was in shock.
Well, and real quick, just as a disclaimer for Wikipedia, I know how we all feel about Wikipedia, and I feel the same way. But if you go try to edit it right now, you can get the edit in and say it's different, but it'll be a matter of minutes before it's changed back to Cleveland Browns. So they do have actual decent moderation these days.
Cool color. Thanks for that.
Yeah. And real quick, I wasn't able to hop on the panel last night, but I know Pete kind of gave me credit for a trade proposal with one of our young favorite players, which is mine included, Jalen Waddle. But I don't want to take complete credit. It was a conversation we were having backstage on another platform. And Color and me, everybody was, but I don't want to just take credit for it. Color was also in it and brought up a very good point that, again, when I would love to pose the question again and get the fans' reaction, because I think Pete kind of hit on it yesterday, but now we got Miss Pamela and Miss Fins, obviously Cat for life. I understand how much we love Jalen Waddle, and again, I love Jalen Waddle too, but let's just say we're playing the what-if game at this point. But if the Denver Broncos let's say we would send the 49ers first-round pick that we had this year and Jalen Waddle to Denver, and let's say we have to add a second or a third on top of that, or even maybe a Mike Gesicki because they lost Noah Fant in the Russell Wilson trade from Seattle. Let's say we threw a first-round Jalen Waddle and a Mike Gesicki or a pick, whichever one. And in return, we got Patrick Surtain Jr. and Jerry Jeudy. How would our fan base feel about that? Because in my opinion,
I'll be delighted.
I would be ecstatic if we made that kind of mood. The problem with it's a brilliant move. The problem is with a move like that, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would the teams do that?
2 for 1.
Real quick, I hear you. I hear your answer already, Pam. I heard you were saying, keep in mind, and I know I'm gonna twist your words on you right here. I'll be honest with you. Who's he had throwing to him? Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater.
I know
how you feel about Teddy Bridgewater, so you can't, you know what I mean?
You know that's right, Color. You know you're right on that. There ain't no doubt.
I'm just trying to be
but
fair.
Jerry Jeudy, I just like, I got to do the head tilt. It almost makes my dolphin head fall off.
I wouldn't say he's a full replacement for Waddle, but he's dang close. He is a little bigger body of receiver. And
he's more of an outside the hash receiver too.
Check this out, because I've been talking about Green Bay with Gesicki, but I think Jerry Jeudy's a great fit for Green Bay.
Real quick, Cap.
Now you're talking, Cap.
Imagine this, Pam. Imagine you've got Jerry Jeudy in that fade route in the end zone in Cincy instead of Chase Edmonds. Is that a touchdown?
Oh,
that too.
Yeah, but you're talking Chase Edmonds. I mean, that's.
I agree with you. I think any of our wide receivers could have made that. That's why I was upset with the call, but, whatever.
Yes. And of course, Gesicki. And, I mean, I just look at that and I think, well, first of all, a couple people pointed out, and they were right. So Edmonds did not, on that 4th and 3, he did not go where he was supposed to go. But I still say, why? the way we got to the dance wasn't through Edmonds. We got to the dance through Mostert. So why was that?
And Pam,
why was his number called to begin with? Correct,
Pam. Let's say we're analyzing that play on third down, right? I could agree with you on the result of the play, sure. But I can't even start to debate that because I'm at the point where I'm still can't get beyond 2 plays in a row taking the ball out of Tua's hands in that situation.
Yeah.
And calling a timeout.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
All kinds of friggin'.
And I could be wrong about this. This is obviously my own speculation. But I'm convinced for myself that when Tua called the timeout on third down, Mike McDaniel had decided at that moment in time, we're going for it on fourth down. It was already decided.
4 down
and they set 2 plays in motion. Called the offensive line and everybody over said, we're running these 2 plays. And neither of those 2 plays included the ball into his hands. And that's why I am baffled. I'm just baffled.
And color, so when you see teams call 2 plays in a row, the same play in a row, it's because it works so great and you keep doing it till it doesn't, right? That's the rule in my brain.
But the point of setting 2 plays like that is because they're going to be starkly different plays. And you want everybody to know ahead of time without having to take another timeout where you can just hurry up. You don't even have to huddle, you know what I mean? And get the thing run. My whole point is with the ball into his hands and a spread offense or even, spread after the snap, whatever, you got a couple options in the end zone. If they're not there, the dump off is the first down.
So S. Harris makes a good point, Color, and this is kind of what I was going to say. Pointing out that it's Edmonds running downfield wide open, missing it. Well, that happens because it's schemed to a running back. That's how that guy leaks out uncovered.
Yes, I've heard that argument, but that's a scheme you run when you're trying to stick your foot on your
but when you're
trying to get a lead.
No, I agree with you. It's what you completely take the wind out of somebody with. But he's also trying to use it as the spark. I get it. But when you say, like Harris pointed out, that if it was a wide receiver, it would be better. You're not going to have the wide receiver, on a wheel route, slow developing, streaking down the field on the sideline because someone's going to be covering him because you're just not going to get that guy open like that. That's kind of what they're saying.
That may be true, but
I can't expect my running back to have.
We see Pat Mahomes throw to wide receivers open like that all the time.
I got that, but that's Patrick Mahomes, and let's face it, we don't have a scrambling quarterback that buys 2 more seconds to then sidearm a ball 60 yards. Huh?
Tua made the throw.
No, I got that, but the throw was to Chase Edmonds, not a wide receiver.
Right, and that's why you spread the offense because you could go with preponderance in numbers. One of those 4 or 5 receivers is going to be open and likely not be the running back.
Agreed. But I'm saying that we haven't even seen done to have that happen, and it's not going to be a wide receiver because for whatever reason.
I know it's just a simple difference of opinion of strategy, dude. And Mike McDaniel is the NFL coach, so I have to give deference. But I mean, look, we're scoring 20 points a ball game, so I'm going to take the W until that changes.
Yeah. I mean, we can't argue with that, right? We can't argue with the W.
Well, I can totally argue with the W.
Pam, I'm saying I'm taking the W on the debate until our points per game situation changes.
Well, so my point on the W is that everybody talks about the Cheatriots and Pansy and how, they just find a way to win. They get the W. That's just how it is. They find a way to win. So they don't make that argument for us. They want to just, pound us. So we got the W. Was it ugly? Did it happen like I think it should have happened? Were there play calls that I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe he did that? But remember back before the season started and we were all like, okay, there's going to be bumps in the road. We know we have a rookie head coach. We know we have a whole new scheme going. We have all of that. We knew this was coming, so we shouldn't act shocked.
I want to point out though that
I didn't know this was
play we're talking about.
No,
we lost that game.
That's not what they sold us to, Pam.
We lost the game in the play we're talking about.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, I was still looking at the 4th and 3.
Roger that. I got you. Yeah, it ended up not affecting that game, but it affects the. It's like, look how much energy we keep having to spend on, you know who, because we can't just put up a 30 burger on a team like Pittsburgh.
And we should
real quick, because I like to think that what Chris is saying as far as like, all right, well, let's not make a move now because the front office is not sold. But if you make a move for a lineman, doesn't that pretty much compensate future moves for another quarterback? If we do get one, like they'll be okay if we make the move now to ensure protection?
Well,
no.
Go ahead, Lou. Go ahead, Lou.
No, absolutely not. Because again, this narrative that we need a perfect offensive line and everything needs to be perfect for us to win games is a mistake. Because I'll just point out, since we always go, it's a 4th and 3 play that lost the game. It's a running back that we threw to the running back that lost us a game. No, there's multiple plays. So if we're just going to do that, I'll give you a play right here to show you that offensive line don't matter when you have one of those guys playing quarterback. Everybody watched the game last night. It was the only game on. If you're an NFL fan, you were watching. It was 10-10. Lamar Jackson went back to pass, right? He was already down his number 1 receiver. He hit that guy, likely was their number 1 or their draft pick, right? 10-10 game. Lamar Jackson has to scramble to his right because the pocket collapses on him, but he's athletic enough to escape the pocket. He's rolling to his right and throws an absolute dart to the back corner of the end zone, running off on the run.
God, that was
and again,
beautiful, man.
I'm sorry to let everybody know, Tua Tagovailoa.
I don't care what his mechanics look like. That was fine, man. That was like, oh my God.
And Color, the reason I bring up that play, and Color,
tread lightly now, Color.
Hold on, Crypto. But the reason I bring up that play is because, see, that offensive line, they broke down on that play. It was a Lamar Jackson that made that play happen. And again,
bro,
we can sit here.
This is why I love Lewis, bro.
But Lamar
this is why I love Lewis, bro.
Tua Tagovailoa will never be able to make that play. Never.
Bro, I said this, Lou. I said this last year, bro. Okay, I was in Tennessee and South Carolina last year, right? I made a stink after the Jacksonville game. Everything you're saying now, Lamar Jackson is the running game. Lamar Jackson will get you what you need if you get into that 100%. Bind where you can't get a receiver open. I got crucified by Ball Game and Reason, bro, and Larry.
Those guys are 2 and near. They're all 2 and near.
And Big O.
Here's the thing, though.
Give me just a second. I'm watching the replay right now. They got it on NFL Network right now, and Lamar's doing nothing but throwing touchdowns. I don't know where this running back.
Head to head. I mean, head to head, Tua beat you.
For all we know, he's a trash running back.
Head, Tua beat Lamar. That's what happened. Head to head. Tua beat Lamar. I'm just saying, you can.
I know,
Pam, I love you, but like, and there's a lot of people I hear head to head. This guy beat that guy, but the fact is that the offense doesn't play the offense. So like head to head, no quarterback ever beats any quarterback.
Yeah, but how can you trump her
I
argument?
understand.
You can't. It's weird because we're struggling.
I can trump it right now. I can trump it right now because if you're gonna have a head to head in any which way with a quarterback, measure stats, not wins. That's it.
Well,
that's the only thing you can do.
Don't. I mean, to me, stats they lie. They lie a lot.
Stats definitely lie and don't tell the story.
They don't tell the story
of a game, but they can tell the story of a career. You know what I'm saying? And when you take stats into consideration, I like to always say take the best stat out and the worst stat out and find the meat in the middle. And that's
but that can be camouflaged by a great defense, though. That always can be camouflaged. That's the problem.
But that's why you don't take it of a game or even of a season. You kind of try to take it out of a career. So if it's a rookie season, then you want to measure him to another quarterback, measure it to his rookie season. You know what I'm saying? Those types of things.
And also mainly it's also a matter of, does this person use stats to create a reality, or do they use stats to support an idea that they have of what they saw?
Yeah, because
I think they use it to win an argument. To be honest with you.
So okay, I'll give you a stat that people use, and it's a completely inflated, crazy stat. It's like, oh, Tua has won this amount of games and lost that amount of games, but that's only the games he's been in and started and finished. It has no context to it, not the games he missed because of concussions or injuries or anything like that. Now, granted,
that's the only ones he can control, Cap.
And I get that, but like where the stats are usually in stats, they're measured along with the team. That's why you could be like, okay, well, the defense helped this stat a lot for the quarterback, giving them short fields, stuff like that, turnovers and things like that. But even then, that's why I say don't just take one game stat. You got to kind of give a little bit more on your on how you want to measure it.
Here's some context to
real quick, Crypto.
Here's some context to win.
Anybody wanted to know, Lamar was 27 for 38 last night for 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he was 9 carries for 43 yards. That's a 4.8 yard per carry average.
Hey, here's some context when it comes to starting. Here comes the starting quarterbacks as far as wins and losses. You know what? Jacoby Brissett also beat Lamar Jackson head to head because last year's Baltimore win goes to Jacoby Brissett.
That was iffy.
Technically right about that. Crypto is technically right about that.
Yeah, it's technically. Yeah, so to me, watching that game last night, did you honestly look at Lamar and go, "Oh my gosh, he's the man"? Because when I looked 100%. At that, I just Pamela, didn't see it.
So Pamela, I mean, I'll tell you 2 things about Lamar, and I'm personally, other than a primetime game and stuff like that, I'm not really watching him because 2 things with Lamar. Well, first off, in the offseason, the stuff I was hearing from a super credible source is now what Skip Bayless is talking about. If you guys didn't see what he just released on his radio show a couple days back where he was talking about Lamar and his inside source, it's literally almost word for word what I said early in the offseason, right before draft, I think it was, Colors, when we were talking about that. But anyhow, to me, Lamar and his organization are having an absolute power struggle. And I think from what I see displayed out of Lamar, now I could be projecting here, but I see him showing the organization that I'm the only reason you win on offense and I'll lose you. It's almost like he throttles back at times just to say, here, win it with a regular quarterback performance and the run game, how you want to call it, and take it out of my hands. Because really, if you look at the games he wins, and this goes throughout his entirety of his career, it's when he says, game plan be damned, this be damned, I'm going to take this bitch over and win. And he can do that at any moment, and he doesn't do it all the time. He did it a lot in those MVP-type seasons he had up until the contract problems. To me, he is throttling their fan base and the organization, making a point to only then show them that you better pay me extra to stay here because I'm leaving and someone's going to pay me that. Now, who that is, I don't know, but that's just how I feel when I watch him. I could be wrong. He could come out next year and get injured.
I don't doubt one word you just said. I do not doubt one thing you just said. Not at all. I think it's like, so their coaches comeuppance. That's what I think.
Organization too.
You know,
they're comeuppance.
Last night he played.
I think Harbaugh's going to retire after this.
He lost Mark Andrews early. Played without a decent tight end. Played with some guy named Likely, and played with Kenyon Drake at running back.
Away on Thursday night too. Away on Thursday night. The home team's winning Thursday night is like 95%. So
yeah, it is pretty high.
43 yards rushing, so it's not like he did the Lamar thing and just ran all over them.
That's the thing.
Yeah, he didn't get 100 yards in that game.
But when he needed to run, imagine this. Imagine you got a guy that hardly ever runs, but when he has the open grass and needs to, he's Barry Sanders.
So the one thing I've seen from Lamar this year
is
he's taken his passing game to a new level. I will give him that. The way the ball travels, the control it looks like it has in the air when he picks his targets and throws it is better than he's ever been this year. If he can continue to elevate his passing game as a pocket passer, quote unquote, and still do the things he does, he's one of the most dynamic athletes in the league. Now, how long that'll last, I can't imagine it lasting as far as his rushing skills more than 4 more years the way he's doing it.
But
his arm ain't getting no weaker.
But his arm, that's just it. His arm is super strong. So if along when the rush declines, the passing ascends, that guy's worth the money someone's going to end up paying him. That's just the facts.
Somebody's going to.
And then when you take into consideration the type of team we have compared to Baltimore, it's like, oh God,
in that 4-year window for a certain team,
we could really run a wishbone offense, Color.
Well, I wouldn't. I would run something similar to what we're running now. We're running a lot of offset eyes.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of motion. This offense is tailor made for Lamar Jackson.
The only thing I would do. The only thing I would do differently is I would take every route we're using and add 2 yards on it. That's what I would do. Every route we're using, I would put 2 more yards on it for a little bit slower developing. Because if you can get them to get the safeties to backpedal and the linebackers to push further into zone, Lamar will chew you up with his feet until you sit, and then he'll hit his wide receivers downfield. In this 100%. Offense, he would fuck bitches up.
This offense, yeah he
would.
He will be an MVP in this offense.
So if I can point out what B. George said, that the Bucs beat themselves. That actually is very true. I mean, when you saw how that game went down, and just it was so unlike Pansy, right? The whole thing, the referees, throwing flags on him. I mean, it never happens. It's like the little golden aura is off of them.
Well, you may be right that their offense could have outplayed Baltimore's defense better than Lamar outplayed their defense. You could be right about that.
Well, Color,
that doesn't diminish what Lamar did against.
Well, he have to apply the same standard to Kenny Pickett and the Steelers.
It's the changing of the guard, Pam.
They beat themselves too.
Changing of the guard. That's right.
But I'm saying it doesn't diminish what Lamar did against their defense. This is why J.J. Watt was apologizing to Deshaun Watson for that 4-12 season.
Hey, when we played Buffalo, did Buffalo beat themselves? Because I was in the building.
It was their arrogance, right, Lewis? It was their arrogance that took them down.
We had to have something in it out that day.
I bet Mark listens to me now the next time I say 98-degree weather is an advantage.
I agree, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was Maston Park Color was trying to say that.
Hey, let's get to the real story.
Maston owned up to it, bro.
Let's go ahead. Go ahead, Lewis. Cook.
Let's get to the real story, because again, we're all here because we've been hearing for the past, pretty much all day, anywhere you went about Dolphin content. Is anybody on this panel want to debate that Justin Herbert is better than Tua Tagovailoa?
Lewis, before we get into that, let me go ahead and pull.
Let me go up. That's lunacy.
That's not even a debate. That's not even a debate.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute, that's lunacy, Lewis. Who said that?
I'm gonna pull up where this has begun. I'm gonna walk you guys through bit by bit how we ended up here. I'm going to walk you guys bit by bit how we ended up to this conversation literally ruling the internet right now. As far as Dolphins, it's ruling it right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you guys exactly how this started. So here it is. Manuel H. Here we go.
It's time to quiet down all this Twitter talk. Tua Tagovailoa is better than Justin Herbert. Simple. Tua has 17 wins and 9 losses in his career. Justin Herbert, 19 wins and 20 losses. He's a losing quarterback. Tua has 2 less wins than Justin Herbert in 13 less games. Tua has a 6 passing touchdown game. Justin Herbert, he ain't never done that. Tua has a 400-yard game. Justin Herbert, he ain't never thrown for 400 yards. Justin Herbert has more games with a pick 6 than he has games with 4 passing touchdowns. Tua is 4-0 versus Bill Belichick.
Dude, that last stat is a total friggin' destroy stat right there. That he has more games with pick 6s than he does with 4 passing touchdowns. But
hello.
I'd like to know how many games does Tua have with 4 passing touchdowns, just so I know. I just want to know.
So he's trying to give him props, but he brought up the flaws.
So he had two. He had only 2. The Baltimore and the Atlanta game. That's it. Just 2.
Shout out to Aqua.
That's it. 2 in his whole career.
You're right, Crypto. Atlanta, he had 4 also.
2 in Atlanta. So that was
for
it.
everybody. For everybody who didn't catch the last show, we had two people come up that usually don't. One was Aqua, and the other was Michael K. Both came up on the show yesterday and chatted it up. Aqua. It was awesome having the guys up there. Aqua.
One thing
I want to
yes,
Capitan, is that he said. Tua is 17-9, and Herbert is 19-20. He said Herbert is a losing quarterback, right? I wanted you to pause it right there a second and hold.
I'll rewind it a little bit, but I wanna put it to Andres real quick. He said this is the same dude that said Baker deserved a Watson-sized contract.
Listen, I'm not trying to diminish to his record or whatever, or say that Acho is wrong. What I'm going to say is, can that still apply to coaching also? Because Kyle Shanahan's winning percentage is .477. Brian Flores is .490.
Yeah, but we're measuring quarterbacks right now.
Shanahan?
Exactly.
No. Against Shanahan?
Exactly.
That is debatable.
Right.
Okay, well, listen. In 5.5 seasons, Shanahan's winning percentage is .477, 42-46. Brian Flores is in 3 seasons is .490.
You want to know why the respect doesn't go both ways? It's because defensive coaches don't get half the respect offensive coaches
100%.
get. That is just a fact.
I'm just pointing out the fact. So Acho would have to say that Brian Flores is a better coach than Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, based on his logic. Right, exactly. Based on that logic.
Based on his logic, but also if you think about what Flores was dealt as a hand as a team, I mean, I don't know. I think I could take that argument that Flores is better.
Includes the 5-11 tanker.
I would say no matter what, Flores would get a 10 to 11 win team with this football team. No matter what, At least if
he will win more games with San Francisco's roster,
it's an 11 to 12 win team. That's why, to me, if Mike McDaniel doesn't get 11 wins, it is a failure this year, an absolute failure. Because to me, the last coach would have got 11 wins or more with this football team. Let's continue.
So, do you reward failure? Is the question.
No, you don't reward failure. In fact, depending on how it is. So say Tua was balling out, but the coaching was just terrible or something like that. We'll see where that takes us. But to me, the excuse that, hey, he's a first-time head coach, next year will be better, isn't going to fly with this fan base. They have pulled that one too many times with this team. If that was the case with this roster and the money's thrown around and the answers we need and the shit like that, you should have never got a first-time head coach, and we'll come down just as hard because
should have got somebody.
Anybody. Don't hand me that excuse. Don't tell me how the cake is made. Just let me eat some fucking cake.
With the pick six,
with the icing,
with 4 passing touchdowns. Tua is 4-0 versus Bill Belichick. No quarterback has started their career 4 wins with no losses versus Belichick. Besides John Elway, Justin Herbert 0-2 versus Bill Belichick, the greatest defensive mind in football. See, Tua is a winner, 65% winning
you don't
percentage.
Measure
Justin
wins
Herbert, 48% winning
Belichick.
percentage. Y'all stop talking to me, man. Give me Tua.
Yeah, the reason the last one to do it was Elway because that was the last one to play him without Brady. What's he talking about?
Well, that doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess because there's no Brady now. There's no Brady now. I guess you're right about that, Color.
Hey, but he's right. He said,
and we never played. He never played him with Brady.
Also,
Brady was not on the Patriots.
One of those wins was a direct result of the Harpy.
No, playoff. If we're in the playoffs with 10, then yeah, that's different. But I'm assuming 11 is getting in there, Brandon. That's what I'm assuming.
You know what's funny about Acho? Because people just leave out the real numbers, right? Because in his beginning, he said Tua Tagovailoa has a 400-yard passing day and Justin Herbert has none. Okay, ring for Tua. Tua has 1. But 300-yard passing games, Justin Herbert has 19, Tua has 4. So let's just put that in context. Yeah, Justin Herbert don't have a 400-yard passing game, but he has 19 of 300 or plus.
Not even that, Lou. Last season he was third. Last year he was third in touchdowns made.
He leaving out key other stats too. The 5,000-yard seasons.
There's a lot of other things, a lot of other factors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can use stats any way you want. Like these talking heads have that advantage of freaking confusing everybody because that's the new narrative. Is like listening to these bullshit ass people.
Well, I just thought it was funny.
I don't think he's wrong taking Tua though. I don't think he's wrong in his final the final argument. I don't think he's wrong.
No, he's not.
That's right.
Damn, he's not.
But all of you guys are wrong. Tua Tagovailoa is the second coming of Jesus. Okay, y'all are wrong.
So listen,
I'm just waiting for the video to drop to say that Tua's better than Dan Marino, because that's coming next eventually. One more out of body experience. They're going to be saying that
split the Red Sea. That's what I was told.
I'm sure another out of body experience by Tua. They're going to be saying he's better than Dan Marino. All it's going to take is one more out of body experience.
In fact,
it's coming.
In fact,
it's
you
on
ought
the way.
be muted just for saying that. Come on, seriously, nobody said that. I would never.
I'm sure they will.
That's sacrilege.
They on track
right there. That's crap. Never.
I wouldn't put it past you, Pamela.
I know some people hold their extreme. I get it. I get it, but I do think he's better than
figure who's
Justin
controversial. I mean, you name me a guy who's polarizing, controversial, and pretty much the main topic of everything in life.
Yep.
I think he'd be the main comparison to the president right now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, guys should run for politics.
So my point on all that is that Justin Herbert never had to deal with the
hit the like button, everybody.
Come on. I mean,
he always did. He had a lot of offensive coordinators in his first 2 years too.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just 100%. Talking about the drama. I'm talking about the drama. Nobody has been more polarizing than Tua. Nobody's dealt with more drama.
He caused the drama, though, Pam. He caused the drama, though, Pam.
Oh my Lord,
his play did cause the drama. Pam,
Lewis is kind of right though, Pam. Like, look,
Pam,
we're not trying to do what you think we're doing, but listen to what he's saying. Like, he brought that drama up on himself.
Also, notice what you said. You said Tua has been the most polarizing figure. You didn't say Flores was polarizing.
No, he was totally polarizing, but was he the most polarizing? I've never seen anything like this in Dolphin history, and I go back to the beginning.
We've had franchise quarterbacks. Dan Marino was a quarterback for almost 20 years.
No,
listen. Let's let this video go because this is the second part of it.
Yo, it's Halloween weekend, and after my Tua take, I guess Dolphins fans were showing love. Halloween costume sorted, check. I guess a truth teller outfit. He's all modest about it.
Hold on. Your take on Tua?
Hey.
Because let's keep it a buck. I said that the segment before. I said it first. We can pull the receipts.
I said it with confidence.
Joy Taylor is super
delusional.
Joy Taylor is super
he's
sexy.
the only one that couldn't function in the dysfunctional system.
Yes.
She is beautiful. Joy Taylor is a beautiful person and the known sister of our great Hall of Fame player Jason Taylor, but she is out of her motherfucking mind.
Remember. Well, wait a second, Lou. Remember, she was super hard on Tua. Up until these last couple of days. So she's kind of come around on Tua since the beginning of this year. Man, she was even hard on him week 1. So where she'll end up, nobody knows. Round and round they go. So here, look, I don't know. Tell me, is Emmanuel Ocho kind of walking back? It kind of sounds like he's doing a little bit of walking back on this one. So listen up.
I mean, I typed out the super long response. I realized I needed more characters. I mean, decision making: Tua, A-, Herbert, C+. Arm talent: Justin Herbert, A+, Tua, C+. Athleticism: Tua, C-. Justin Herbert, B. But this is what I mean by quarterback beauty pageant. Yeah, Justin Herbert will win off measurables, but keep in mind, Justin Herbert would crush Drew Brees, crush Peyton Manning, crush Tom Brady in all of those measurables. So what makes a great quarterback to me isn't measurables. Yeah, beauty pageant, Justin Herbert will win all day, every day. But there's something to be said about the fact that decision-making means more. Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, they are very selfish with the football. Justin Herbert single-handedly lost the game against your Seahawks by those 2 first-quarter turnovers. He leads the league in pick sixes right there with Matthew Stafford in the last 20 games. Those interceptions mean more than we give credit for.
Matthew Stafford.
I mean, I typed out the super long response. I realized I needed more characters. Let me answer your question.
This interview was after
won the freaking Super Bowl.
Apparently, did this come after or before the Steelers game?
It came after.
Basically,
it came after.
Yeah, how was the game?
Freaking dropped like 20 interceptions.
Yeah, exactly. Man, Emmanuel Ochoa's another.
That's decision making.
Can I bring it up again, El Capitan?
He's playing the result, bro.
Hey, you want me to show it again? You want me to show it again, Color?
Wait a minute. Did I say something before you show
Guys,
it?
hold on.
Yeah.
Before you do, Anthony, I've got the photographic proof that Tua is in fact the left hand of God.
Oh, let's hear it. Oh.
Says right there.
Oh.
Thanks, Michael.
Wow.
Yeah,
There's
crazy.
hope on the left hand.
Right there.
Yep.
Left hand of God.
Thank you, Jesus. What were you going to say, Anthony?
Yeah, no. For me, like this whole situation, like what we're talking about with Tua specifically and Emmanuel Ocho, I can't stand the guy. He double tracks on everything he says. Like he was criticizing. He was criticizing Aaron Rodgers at the beginning of the season for not letting these receivers develop. Now he's defending Aaron, saying these receivers are trash. What is it? Choose what you want to. Which position do you want?
Well, calling Aaron Rodgers trash is ridiculous.
He loses all credibility when he do that.
He's not calling Aaron Rodgers trash. He's not calling Aaron Rodgers trash.
That's the Fox equivalent of Stephen A. Anthony.
So right here it says first 26 career starts. Tua is 17-9. Herbert is 12-14.
Can we look into that record? Like people always bring up these records and stuff like that. Can we actually look into the records on?
Well, remember that he came in. I think it was week 4, and so he started week 5. When what's his name? Tyrod Taylor got stuck in the lung. Was it week 5, week 3? That was the first week he started.
Week 2.
Week 2 was when he started, or week 2 is when he came in. So he started. It says career starts. So he was playing career starts.
His start would be week 3 then.
Okay, so that would be that year where, he had that great rookie season, but they had no defense. Their coach got fired. Their team was trash. Let's be real. He just lit it up on offense, uninhibited. But they lost all those games, damn near. I mean, how many games they ended up winning that year? 6?
I think
7, maybe?
No, but we always bring up Tua has the best record in his first 2 years. But can we look at the record and see what his record?
Well, it says career starts. So how many games did he start? His rookie year, he didn't even get in till the 7th week. Then we have his second year, but we got to remember games that they lose, he hasn't been around. So there is something to the win-loss stat, but it's such a skewed number. It really is.
Color is about to bring out the calculator. I will be back in just a second.
Color's going to calculate. Thank you, Color's going to calculate because I think we need some calculations.
17-9.
So
guess what?
This is why
all 9 losses wasn't the last 2 years. One of those losses was this year.
And Pam, this is why I don't like when our fan base brings up that record because we're not really looking into the record really well to even justify why he has that record. Maybe he's coming in during cleanup time and that's why he has that good record. Tua specifically.
No, a lot of our defenses played stellar in a lot of those games. It wasn't that cleanup time. Defense spotted him 10 points right out of the gate. 7 points here and there. 10 points in the New England game this year.
And that's a good point, but does anybody ever say that about Pansy? Does anybody ever say that about him? Well, he had a really great defense. Nope. They call him the GOAT. They tell everybody how wonderful he is. He cheated multiple times. He gets all the
he benefited from great defenses too, Pam.
Yeah, feedback.
That's true. That's true. Nobody doubt that. Brady benefited from a lot of great defenses too, Pam. And also he benefited in the Super Bowl from stupid head coaches that don't run the football when they got the best running game. Oh yeah, I don't let him off the hook neither.
I mean, he flat out made it to a Super Bowl on cheating. Hello, Deflategate.
You know what? Danny Marino makes a good point. Did they count one of those wins because Tua started the game, but Fitz came back in and won it?
No,
in that
don't
column?
count that either. When he was
in that stat?
I think it is
in that stat. It did.
That's 17-9. Is one of those wins.
That Raider win is his. Yes,
I think it's whatever.
He gets credit for that one.
Hold on. I think it's whatever condition of the score is when they leave. If they have a lead when they leave, they will get credit with the win. If you're down when you go out, you get credit with the loss. You get credit if you started the game.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay, Carter, that's good information. I haven't heard that before. Yeah.
That kind of confuses
that's what confuses me.
I mean, I can look. What? Give me an example of a game that year that I can look for.
Well, last year it was.
He won the Raiders game. He's credited for the win, even though he didn't
he
finish.
Get credited for the Raiders game win?
Who did?
When Tua. Did Tua get credited for the Raiders game win that Fitzpatrick had the miracle face mask pass?
And what year was that? 20.
It doesn't matter. He had 17-9 is his record. How many starts? Just color. All you got to find out is how many starts Tua has had in the NFL. If it adds up to 26, then we'll know that it's in there.
Somebody in the comments just said that about the face mask. I
know. That's why Danny Marino. That's why I just put it up there because that's a good way to think. Because if that's one of the wins already, those numbers don't mean jack shit.
How about the game? How about
it is? It is one of the wins. I can guarantee that.
Okay, guys, listen.
How about the Cardinals?
His career. This is the way the stat line reads. Career, and these are totals over 3 years. Career, 28 games. 26 games started. QB record 17-9.
That adds up. That's 26.
Okay, well then
the Raiders game did give him credit for it.
That's right. One of those 17 wins is the Raiders game.
Even though Fitzpatrick finished it, it's record as a starter. That's the key word to hone in on. That's the key phrase. Record as a starter.
Yeah, so I think it is what Color said when they go out.
No, actually, the game I'm looking at is a Cardinals game because he came in.
He didn't start the Cardinals game, so I don't think it's counted.
Well, I can also tell you something else. Look, I can just pull up. Hold on,
it doesn't matter. He didn't start it, so they didn't even give it to him. So okay, those two can kind of cancel each other out if that's not on there. That's
also, I can pull up.
He played the full game in the Cardinals game.
Guys, I can pull up individual games as well. So hold on just a second because. Hold on. Where's Tua at on this list? 27th. Okay.
He was going back and forth with Kyler Murray. That was the game. He started the whole game. That game.
I don't want 2022. I want
21. First 3-year record than Dan Marino had when he and Dan.
Okay, in the game that he played where he got hurt against Buffalo. Second game of the season last year.
Yeah, did they put that?
He got credited with the loss.
That's a loss. That will be a loss for him.
So that's one of the
because
9
he started
losses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when he didn't. I mean, what was that in the first half? Right?
Wait, hold on.
Second quarter.
Hold on, just a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4,
26 games.
6.
Here's what we need to know, Color. How many games did Tua start that he didn't finish? That's what we need to know. Whether it was him that he got taken out
Will
of the
it be
game
lay less
via
than 26?
Yes, they did credit him. Yes, they did credit him with a loss for that Buffalo game.
Okay,
yes.
Well,
so
to your
here's
question, El Cap, it's less than 26.
well, that's that. I'm just saying. Okay, just so we can get a clear number. All right, how many games was he taken out after being the starter that were victories, and how many games was he taken out that were losses?
Man,
that first season, I think there was a couple times, right, that they put him in.
Both two seasons, first and second season, he got taken out some too.
He started
whether via injury, he came out in the Buffalo game, and I want to say there was another game last year that he came out in that he started. So that's just last year. Then his rookie season, they brought in Fitzpatrick. What, 3 times? Maybe 4. So those are the two things that if you find out those wins and those losses, how the number of 17 and 9 could have some skewing to it. Maybe some of it will cancel each other out, and we can actually look at it and say, okay, maybe it's really like 14 or 15 wins with 8 or 7 losses, depending on how it is. And if it's that, and then you can measure to Herbert in that amount of games to say, okay, they're a little bit closer than they seem. He's only got, say, 5 wins over Herbert to Herbert's 2 losses or whatever. So,
but he also got, like, looking at those, it does kind of seem like there were some that he was handed losses and some that might have been handed wins.
That's
right.
So
I'm thinking it's a little bit even there.
Yeah, we really need to put a lot of context to it to find
He also got credited with the loss when he hurt his finger against Buffalo in the second meeting against them.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, when I'm looking,
correct.
Color,
because he went out in the third quarter in that game, right?
The sad fact is, here's the sad fact.
Well, fourth quarter.
That we're going 26 games with Herbert only because that's what we have to measure it to Tua, because that's the amount Tua started in the last 3 years where Herbert's been there the whole time. And that's why it's so hard to find who's better or worse, just because of the mathematics that has to be done with the algebra to put it in to give you a real figure rather than 17 and 9 versus
what is his
12
passer
and
rating? 97 and 91? Who's
just too
91?
many variables to actually give you a good number. I think we can all agree that it's hyperbolic one way or the other to say that Tua is better than Herbert or Herbert is better than Tua, because neither one of their stories are even slightly written towards any sort of conclusion of it being a stick-to narrative.
You have to do what you're.
I'm just old school,
Chris. What you're saying, you have to do magic school bus math, basically.
I know.
You ain't got to do no math. Again, this is 10 minutes of wasted time.
Thanks,
Let me ask everybody on the panel a question. What do your eyes tell you when you watch both quarterbacks? Who's better?
Okay, well, I'll give you this, Lewis. When we were looking at Tua or Herbert, I picked for myself that I would rather have Tua than Herbert for the reasons that Herbert's showing me now, not when he got here. And I had this discussion with Color. If you guys remember, Herbert early in his college career was looking good. Everyone was enamored by his talent, all that stuff. Then his third year, in his junior year, they didn't get to where they were going, but he was kind of lighted up. Everyone was like, yeah, we're going to see him as a senior. He's going to do good. He lost them football games in Oregon just showing what he did. And to me, well, they had a crystal ball. They had a decent team. Here's the thing. Just wait. What I saw from my assessment of him was that defenses figured him out. They were able to confuse him, and he made when the lights got brightest, he didn't show up. Now, that's kind of what now with the position he's in today in this year, the pressure's kind of on, and I'm seeing that kind of happen. And so now can he rise above it? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same context.
Let me ask you a question.
Tua. Yeah, go ahead.
Cap, let me ask you a question, because I looked at the numbers today. Miami's giving up 23.6 points per game, right?
Yeah. Yes.
The Chargers are giving up 27.
Yeah.
If the Miami Dolphins defense this year was allowing 27 points a game,
we'd be fucked.
We're fucked, right?
We're fucked.
Lewis,
Again,
by the way,
this is the problem. We're blaming all these losses on Justin Herbert with him not showing up. How many games last year, right? Because everybody says, well, we missed the playoffs and they did too. How many games last year did we watch the Los Angeles Chargers lose 33-30?
So with that, hold on, Color. With that, Lewis, I still see Herbert. I don't see Tua winning games for this team sometimes, just as often as I see Herbert losing his team games himself. Well, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm saying. They're still both so young. Now, if I was going to measure talent and where I would put my dollars as far as an NFL quarterback, and where I think Herbert has Tua in spades is health, which is so important. Arm strength and having an NFL type of arm to fit in tight windows.
Well,
those two things, it's easy.
Let me ask you this, though, Cap, because all last year, all we heard was Brian Flores putting Tua in bad situations, right? The coaching aspect and stuff like that. Well, let me ask you guys a question. When we watched the Los Angeles Chargers, and it's 4th and 4 from their own 25, 30-yard line, and their coach is going for it, is that putting Herbert in a bad position? Because let's say they don't pick up well, then how many losses again? So are we blaming those losses on Justin Herbert, or does the coaching matter only in Miami?
So yeah, but I'm trying to keep a better perspective of the Herbert I see this year. Well, when he has a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? I get the defense. I get the defense, but that's why I'm not asking for stats. I'm not asking for wins and losses. I'm asking for eye test ability only, and I'm seeing some of the things that concern me a lot about Herbert as to why I chose Tua over him. But I will say this: I still see all those same concerns in Tua, and even more so now in his. If I had to measure whose concerns have trumped over those two quarterbacks, if I had my choice between the two today, I would say Tua's concerns that I have on him as far as health, longevity, all those things, and what he can be as far as an NFL quarterback versus Herbert. I would say the safer bet is painfully obvious that Herbert, as a longevity quarterback, going to get multiple contracts, be around, is more so there. But either way, both the stories aren't even close to being.
I think Herbert did such a great job in his first 2 years that his expectations are all just over the place. Because I hear you, Cap. When you watch him this year, you're thinking he's having a bad season. I'm just going to read off these numbers because, like I told you, Cap, earlier, I'm working early tomorrow, so I'll probably be getting out of here soon. But these are the numbers for Justin Herbert this year. 2,010 yards, 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, a QBR of 91. Tua is 1,296 yards, 9 touchdowns, which 6 came in one game, and 3 interceptions. So really, when we talk about these, and again, I know they're numbers, but when we're talking about Justin Herbert having a bad year, like he's slipping off, like he's falling off this year, which I agree with, Cat, right? Yeah. He still has
compared to his own standard. Yeah, he's falling off.
He still has.
But again, even
12 touchdowns.
What have we done? So what have we done here? So what have we done here, Lewis? All day we've watched both sides of the debate do nothing but convince me that both of these quarterbacks have serious deficiencies, and I don't want neither one of them.
So I will say this.
Listen, I take 2,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Both things are true. I'm seeing the concerns again, and they're both exacerbated for both quarterbacks, both the concerns I had as far as us drafting them. Herbert, failing the weaponry he has around him, with that type of talent, could he surpass and do more? Granted, yes, the defense is failing him at times too, and they just lost J.C. Jackson. So there is deference. There is deference to that. But Tua, where will his yards be if he didn't miss those 3 games? But again, going back to the point I just made, is the concerns I have are exacerbated and continuing.
We have an example based on his average now.
If he played those 3 games, where would his numbers be to Herbert? It's almost impossible to line them up because it's happening this way. We essentially need the rest of this year and next year to find out where these two guys sit.
Well, whose fault is that he have those 3 games to measure
one
up
versus the other? You know what I'm saying? In this way, it's really crazy because both are exactly what I thought could be and what I worried about. Still at this damn point. Still at this point.
Nando put in the comment that he had Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Mike Witt, and again, those first 2 years, I'll give you that, Nando.
Yeah,
but
this year.
This year, look at the numbers. His number one receiver has missed 4 games this season. Keenan Allen hasn't been on the field. And every game that Tua Tagovailoa has started this season, which he is, I guess, 4-1 to crypto, 4-0 to others. He's had Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Mike Gesicki, and all his players.
Yeah, and not only that,
how many games has he played this year, Lewis? Like you know,
whose fault is that, Miss Pamela?
Both ways. Like
4.5 games.
Whose fault is that, Miss
He's
Pam?
won every game he's played. Has he not?
We're talking about wins, but whose fault is it that the games that he missed? Whose fault is that, Miss Pam?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it was his fault. Like, you know,
okay,
look at what the referees allowed and hits and never threw flags on and crap like that. That would have never happened to Kansas. That would have never happened.
Getting a concussion, though.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's not even about the concussion.
It ain't excuses, Andre. It ain't excuses. Seriously.
On that play, it wasn't the offensive line though. Again, when he got injured against Buffalo, okay, Jesse Davis whipped on the block. He got hit hard. He broke it. Okay, I get it. Jesse Davis missed his block. On the concussion play where he missed the games this season, that's on him.
That's
he's holding the ball on 9 seconds and just running around.
Round we go.
Come on, it's like who are we gonna blame? That's
but what other quarterbacks have dealt with that? I'm just saying, I don't think that's
other quarterbacks got rid of the ball. You're right.
With what? Laying on the stretcher ain't gonna take that away by the refs throwing the flag.
Yes, exactly.
That's something that you have to deal with.
So let me ask you something, because I see this in games and I blame the referees for a lot of people that get injured, not just Tua. So when you see a game and the team starts out playing dirty and the referees just let it go. And then finally by the end of the game, they start throwing those flags, but it's too damn late. They set the precedent of how it was going to be, and that team knew they were going to get away with it. Hello, Cincinnati. I mean, I'm just saying you can't.
But it's football, man. Again, we're talking about numbers. Listen,
hit the like button, everybody.
The fact of the matter is, and again, I shout out to the homie EM. I see him in the chat. He makes a great point. If you want to talk about, again, we're just talking about Justin Herbert now and Tua Tagovailoa. I just read you the stats for Justin Herbert. Their defense is ranked 30th. They're allowing 27 points a game. Imagine if our defense this year with Tua Tagovailoa, that everybody wants to tell me is 4-0, if our defense was giving up 27 points a game. What's Tua's record then?
I would say
we lose all of our games.
First of all, people need to quit reminding me it's football. Like, excuse me, does Pansy play the same damn game? What has he gotten? I mean,
6
seriously.
Super Bowls.
Reminding me it's football.
Super Bowls.
Oh,
again,
come on.
It's 7
if
Super
he's
Bowls.
so damn good, how comes he cheats? How come he cheats if he's so damn good?
Pam,
his team cheated,
real
but
quick.
He had 7 Super Bowls.
To Pam's point.
It's like that in every sport. I like that in every sport. When
Sure, without a doubt.
When Michael Jordan played in the NBA, he used to get fouled. He wouldn't get fouled. He would go. Bro, it happens. You're the GOAT. We gotta get over it.
Pam, to your point, I've got a video coming out about Tom Brady and cheating and how it has to deal with Giselle and some real source shit that I got in touch with, like some extra. I gotta put the video together. I gotta transcript what I was sent and read it because I gotta maintain the privacy of the person I heard this from, but it's gonna be a good video. Wait till I have that. I'm gonna release that tomorrow sometime. I'm gonna try to get it in. It's gonna be crazy, guys.
The man has 7 Super Bowl rings. That's why he gets called.
You know, could he have played and won those when Dan Marino played? Nope. He never played the same game Dan Marino played. He never played under the same rules Dan Marino played. So I just don't even.
For a couple of his seasons, he did. There's a couple videos out there.
But how did he do
there's a couple
in those
videos
seasons,
out there
Colin?
of him getting rocked. Trust me.
So
how
real
did
quick,
he do in those seasons?
real quick.
But what is the
Dolphins-
argument?
They won the Super Bowl.
Pam or Lewis, real quick. The Dolphins' defense right now is ranked. I think it's ranked 21st in total defense right now. Up until yesterday or Sunday, I should say, they were ranked. I want to say they were ranked 28th coming into the day against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because they got those turnovers, they brought their ranking up, and they were surrendering more points. So they have kind of gotten a little bit back together, if you want to be real, as far as comparable offense to defense and can go. I will say, Tua, with the new weapons, is outputting a lot better, and there is a better measurable to the weapons that Herbert has, which is why, to me, we just need a little more time to have a better accurate type of deal right now. It's difficult. It's difficult to find. But if we're taking the eye test, it's not that difficult to see as far as who's more talented.
Like McDaniel, because if that's the case, Capitan, which you're right, because we're getting all kinds of yardage and all that, why are you taking the ball out of that man's hands?
Exactly, because they don't trust him. Because they don't trust him.
Because they think it's fool's gold at this point.
And that's another reason, again.
It's a different story. If one of those two plays, Tua has the ball in his hands, and we score a touchdown on that drive, and that increases our points per game even more, this is an entirely different discussion.
100%. 100%.
You know, it's like, I just have to say, people in the chat, like, because you disagree with me, like, seriously, that is bull crap. And I want to say so much more, but I don't even talk like that. That just pisses me off.
Well, Miss Pam, you want me to go?
Get him, Lou.
You want me to get out? You want me to get after him, Lou?
Get after him.
Who is it?
There's not a person on this panel that doesn't respect what I say. Even if
it's Jay Zan. What's up, Jay Zan?
Right.
Come on.
I see you, Jay Zan. I like Jay Zan, though. Jay Zan's pretty good. Cut him some slack, Jay Zan. First of all, Pamela is respected in the community, and she knows her fucking football. I will give it to her. She is very loving towards the Dolphins team as far as erring on the side of hope, but she will call bullshit out when she sees it. When she goes and puts her neck out far with the hope and they let her down, she is all over it, man. She is all over it. What's up, EM?
Hey, Cap. EM. What's good, EM? But let me tell something to Jay Zan real quick, because you know I like to shit talk people. At least Miss Pam is up here talking her talk with her face up on it. Jay Zan is another Twitter finger warrior that stays all in the fucking chat. So Miss Pam. Salute to you, Miss Pam. Salute to you, Miss Pam, for being out here in these streets talking that talk. Jay Zan, stay your little happy ass in the chat, homie.
Jay. Damn, what did I miss? What did I miss?
The rough streak of
Man, the panel is so spirited.
Yeah, somebody riled my fur. That's what happened.
The panel is so spirited tonight, man.
Well, it's Dolphins Crime Findicate Friday, bro. That's what it is. So everybody hit the like video. Everybody hit the like. Dolphins Crime Findicate. That's it. Coined. Don't take it. Man. Trademark. Not the syndicate. We the Findicate. Coined. Shit gonna catch fire. Watch out.
I'm trying to figure out where all this Herbert and Tua talk is coming from. I mean, what
tailgate?
See, man,
everywhere. Easy color, easy.
Come on, man. Come on, bro.
Everywhere. Emmanuel Ocho brought it up, and him and Joy Taylor about, hey, we have now a good sample size with Tua with weapons. Crypto, put yourself on mute, dude, while you're fucking mowing down on some food. This is a good show.
Damn.
Fucking smoking the blizzy and shit. Relax. Crypto in a bathtub and shit. Relax, homie. Anywho, they're like, listen, this is a decent enough sample size with Tua with weapons to go back and look at Herbert with weapons and make an assessment that Tua is a better quarterback than Herbert based upon winning percentage, based upon status, team, you name it. Go for it.
Are you asking my opinion on that?
Yeah, what do you think, EM? I don't think it's I think it's too early to even make the assessment personally, but what do you think?
Well, I don't think it's too early. I mean, we have enough of a sample size to evaluate both guys, but it's not much of a conversation still to this point. If you ask me, I still think Herbert is the better player. He's shown. I mean, he's been historic his first 2 years. I mean, you cannot take that away from that kid. I know a lot of people out here, they want to make a big issue about the weapons that Herbert has. I mean, how good really are those weapons? And I'm not taking no shade at Keenan Allen. I'm a fan of him, but he's not a top 10.
EM, I am so glad you said this. I'll let you cook, but I want to respond when you're done. Go ahead.
I have respect for Keenan Allen, but they act like this guy is like on, at the status of Tyreek Hills of the world, Deebo Samuels of the world, Devontae Adams of the world. No, he's not nowhere near in that stratosphere. He has good weapons. He had a better situation Tua had in Tua's first 2 years. I give him that. But the kid has been historic. He's had, his first year, keep in mind, he had the worst O-line in football, not Miami. The Chargers were that year. And the man still put up historic numbers relative to his rookie status.
Season. Yep. And what, I'm so happy you said this because, listen, I love Keenan Allen. But you're right. He's not like the young man Keenan Allen that we used to have. He's kind of had this later surgence in his career since Herbert showed up. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. And also, does everybody remember what we all said about Mike Williams before Herbert got there? He was a chump. He was nobody. He was
well
a guy.
On his way to being a bust.
He was a guy. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's just a Sammy Watkins type." That's what people were saying about him. That he's the new Sammy Watkins. He can get you stuff, but nobody's gonna want to keep him. He'll bounce around from team to team, doing a year here and a year there, making a couple of plays, but that's it. Now, both these guys are seen as top fantasy project or pickup guys. Everybody's drafting these guys. And they're running back. Let's face it, what was he, 27 years old when he was hitting off? It's not like he was a high draft pick or something anybody wanted. He was an undrafted
He was an undrafted
guy that nobody wanted that now turned out to be a damn good football player. And he's good, but would he be this good somewhere else with a different quarterback? You're right, EM. And these are things I'm glad you said, because they're all talking about this amazing firepower, but I always think, would this amazing firepower exist without the quarterback? And that's where the leveling of where your quarterback play can elevate the talent. You know what I'm saying? There is something to say about that context there.
I think I'm not saying by any stretch that Herbert is a finished product or he's a perfect prospect. He's not. He's got his flaws as well. He tends to get a little careless with the football, in particular in the fourth quarter. But you got to consider, every year he's been in the league, his defense has been in the bottom third. So every single game he has to come out. He has to get off that bus, no matter what city they travel to. He has to have the mindset, I have to put up 30 tonight. I have to put up 30 tonight for us to be competitive. This is the situation that he's been in. So so people, they want to, take away or try to minimize his achievements and he throws picks and he does this, he can't. Bro, listen, offensively he's been in a marginally better situation than Tua, but collectively when you look at the team as a whole, let Herbert have our defense. I pose a question to the panel. If Herbert would have had our defense right in his first 3 years, would he have made the playoffs at some point?
He'd have made them both years.
That's
absolutely.
Easy answer.
Absolutely.
He would have got to the AFC Championship.
These two years need to pump the brakes on this.
I was gonna say something about the pick sixes.
Can I answer
Listen, Brett Favre threw a bunch of pick sixes. So now
can I answer Ian's question?
Is a better quarterback?
Yeah, go ahead, Color.
Baldinger said on the Joe Rose show at 6 o'clock in the morning a few months ago the very same thing you just said. and Joe Rose agreed with him. So you got Joe Rose on your side.
Yeah, man. I mean, and it's it's just the
Tua coming after Joe Rose now.
Tua and Justin Herbert's their stories are still being written. They're not finished yet. Tua can alter this perception, this opinion of him being or lack thereof, him being a comparable quarterback to Herbert. Their stories are still being written. But as of right now, as we're having this conversation right now, I don't think it's not even close. So I don't even know why you got a portion of our fan base that want to constantly rehash this or try to bring up this conversation. And like every bad decision he makes, they're clipping it out and putting it on Twitter or these other social media platforms. Like, Tua wouldn't do that. I'm like, bro, they need to stop it.
Nando makes a good point. Would our defense save Herbert from all those fourth quarter pick sixes? That is a fucking good point right there. But I'll say this, Nando.
Well, hang on. Let me address that real quick. If Herbert had our defense, he wouldn't have to be pressed. Every single throw, he wouldn't have to score 30 points every single night just for his team to be competitive. And he wouldn't be in high pressurized type situations where he's in a situation where he has to force something when he necessarily wouldn't have to.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Would he be in a high pressure situation where they're asking him to bail them out to throw fourth quarter interceptions? But then again,
and if he had Noah Iguanaghi at his disposal, he would have had another win on his tally.
When we measure that to Tua, he has done some of his best work in the fourth quarter. So round and round we go, boys and ladies.
Here we go.
We just need to focus on. Again, I know this conversation is going to continue. It's just impossible to squash this conversation right now. But we just need to focus on what we have in house. Hopefully, Tua, we can extract enough greatness out of Tua to where he can level off on the level of some of these upper tier quarterbacks, Herbert being one of them. That's what we have to do. That we have no other choice right now. So. At least that's for me. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to focus on this team and evaluate the team, Tua included, in peace, as much peace as possible, bro. But damn, our fan base, it's like they're making it impossible.
Well,
so that's where I'm at.
Bentley makes a good point.
Yeah,
December 11th, we'll probably find both these teams with playoff hopes. One may be better than the other, but pretty similarly, close. Their defense, hopefully they get some stuff figured out so then we can have like that perfect elevation of like offense versus defense so we're not going, well, the defense did all this. Da, da, da. I don't know. We'll see. What's up, Miss Vince?
Thank you. I got a question for the panel.
You can't hear you, Miss Vince. You faded away.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Now
there you go.
And we're live, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on? What's going on, Miss Fins? It's like you're like, and I'll see you guys later.
Are you serious, man?
It's literally like Miss Fins is talking right now.
Let me come back.
I'm gonna fucking be all over this.
With the tongue. With the.
Yeah, Cap, you been in that cabinet early today, huh? I see.
Yeah, buddy, yeah.
See, that's the type of I'm gonna kick your ass.
So, Em, I agree with what you were saying because seriously, it's a ridiculous statement, but it is what it is, right? So we got what we got.
1,000,000%, Miss Fins.
I hope this is better.
It's better, girl.
Sounds better. I think it's better for us. Yep, see, I was going to say it.
Let me get out and I'll come back in.
All right.
Okay. But
what were you saying, Pam?
So what Ian was saying, we have what we have, right? And as Dolphin fans, we want to win, and I am always going to support Aqua and Orange. I don't like the label of being a two-in-ear because I'm not a two-in-ear. I didn't want Tua in the beginning, but once he wore Aqua and Orange, that was it. He was my quarterback. So I'm going to root for him. I see the good things that he does. I see his talents. I see his faults. It's not like I don't see them, but I think his upside is excellent. And
more wine, more women, more table.
Color loves that one.
Definitely vote for more wine. Go, girl, go.
Go ahead, Miss Vince.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I had a quick question for the panel, man. Is it safe to say that Herbert kind of shot like a rocket at the beginning of his career, and now he's leveling off?
Did kind of the same thing in college too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, his leveling off is still above a lot of quarterbacks in the league.
But Tua kind of was like just sailing on a boat, you know.
But
Miss
Vince, real quick, leveling off. I mean, Lou ran off his numbers. He's still in a top 5 in like almost every statistical category.
If that's leveling off, that's still above a lot of quarterbacks, him leveling off.
According to what these people are trying to say, that he's not better than Tua. Well, that's from where I'm coming from.
Oh, well, I think this comes from more because individually there's no comparison. I mean, even really, he has comparable Tua. I mean, he has more, and I know Tua's he missed 3 games, but again, that's on Tua. That's on him. Durability is part of the evaluation. So he's exceeded Tua in yards, touchdowns. He don't have as many interceptions as Tua. No, I think Tua has 3. He has 4, right? So he's still exceeding Tua in some major individual statistical categories. So this narrative that he's leveling off, how his team is 4-3, just like ours, right? Last time I checked, leveling off.
Yeah, the same record team.
So I'm like, and look again, their team has been absolutely decimated.
Tua is 4-0.
Okay.
No, he's 4-1.
No, when he starts and finishes a game, he's 4-0.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
It's not start and finish. His record as starter.
I think with Herbert,
I'm just playing the two-in-ear advocate over here.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, you look
for
at
those that aren't speaking it.
And also, when you really dig further into the context, right? His star left tackle is done for the year. Star center, Pro Bowl center, done for the year. Injuries have just absolutely decimated that defense yet again. So it's like when you hear these two-in-ears, every excuse that they gave for Tua for 2 years, right? Now those situations are happening. Exact same situations are happening to Herbert, but they're not applying those same excuses for him. And he still has his offense in a top 10 clip, right? In a lot of major statistical categories. And they're like leveling off. Come on, man. I mean, the hypocrisy is ridiculous in this fan base.
That's
remember that division. He's got to see those other teams in his division.
I need to address somebody in the comment section. Shelby Jordan.
So do our quarterback.
You literally said that Tua is 7-0 because they would have won those games had he played. So Shelby, to your point, does that mean that we lost these 3 games because Tua wasn't playing? So it's Tua's fault why we lost those 3 games? I mean,
no, I'll speak for Shelby. Shelby
comment.
will say that the NFL lost us those games because they had them out on at least one of those games. Because
can I correct a couple things?
If the rule change wasn't there, it wouldn't be. He
just scored 16. We just scored 16 points. The same amount of points that we scored in the losses. So how can they say that we would have won those games?
Let me be ombudsman real quick for this Tua Herbert thing. I'm gonna correct a couple things that'll favor Tua and correct a couple things that'll favor Herbert. First of all, we can't go by sheer numbers, because they haven't played an even number of games. But put aside the injury, whatever. Okay, forget that for a second. Let's go by a couple percentages. Touchdown percentage. Percentage of touchdowns thrown when attempting to pass. So this is how many touchdowns per 100 throws. Okay. Tua is actually 4th in the league at 6%. That's 6 touchdowns for every 100 throws. Okay. And Justin Herbert is, let me see. Let me find him again. Where'd you go, dude? Where'd you go?
Listen, real quick, while Color finds that, the poll that I'm ending right here in just a minute, right now has 66 votes, Is Tua a better quarterback or Herbert a better quarterback today? It is neck and neck with 52% to Tua and 48% to Herbert. And remember, this is a Dolphins channel, so
right. So
yeah.
Anyway, so as I was saying, so Herbert on the touchdown percentage is 15th at 3.9. So that's roughly 4 touchdowns every 100 throws. Still not a bad number. But now you go over to interception percentage. Everybody wants to talk about, this or that, however many interceptions. Tua has 3, Herbert has 4. Herbert's played 3 more games than Tua. So let's go to percentage. Justin Herbert is 5th in the league at 1.3%. Tua is 18th at 2%. So that's 2 interceptions for every 100 throws.
Oh, so wow. So
Tua's way better.
No,
Justin
Herbert.
Tua's twice as worse as far as interceptions go. And think of how many we've seen drop just last Sunday, where that number could be very lopsided.
And I forgot. And let me real quick, caller.
Excellent work.
I forgot. Let me add this before I forget. Let me add this as well. I forgot to add this as well. And again, so I don't want this conversation to be clipped and spun, in a direction that it has no, in a completely different direction. This is not a, Justin Herbert fan.
Holy shit, this is going to be good because fucking EM's getting ready to drop a bomb. Go ahead, hold on, let me finish, color. I want to hear it.
So Herbert he got hurt in the second game of the season, I believe, against the Chargers. He didn't leave. He left one series. He left one series, and he's played every game with that same rib injury that Tua had that put him out for 4 games last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let that sink in.
On his throwing side,
okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. I want to just real quick let you know the 4 quarterbacks.
So you mean Jesse Davis really wasn't a bad guy after all, Ian?
Yeah, Shelby's right. It was against KC, you mean. But yes, I know what you meant.
The 4 quarterbacks that are ahead of Herbert, that are better than Herbert in interception percentage, are Aaron Rodgers at 4th, Jalen Hurts at 3rd, Daniel Jones at 2nd, and Tom Brady at 0.3% at number 1.
Holy shit. Wow.
He's barely throwing bad balls.
I mean, that's what else do you expect? You know what I mean?
That is crazy.
0.3.
Completion percentage, Tua is 67.3, Herbert is 65.9.
Practically the same.
It's no conversation at this point for me. I can't speak for anyone else, but listen, they're still, the evaluation is still ongoing. They still have tons of football. They have the rest of their careers to really decide this conversation. But as of right now, from what we've seen in 3 years, it is no conversation that needs to be had. This kid, a lot of people are going to be mad, and this makes a lot of people feel uncomfortable. These are just the facts, in my opinion.
But EM, Tua was benched. He wasn't out because of an injury. He was benched, according to Rashad.
When benched in what game? Last year?
He got injured with the rib injury.
In that Buffalo? That's a speculation on his part, right? Does he have a confirmation? I mean, did he get that confirmed by somebody close to the situation, or is that just his opinion?
So are you going to be a Chargers fan?
He played in the
Are you
Buffalo
a Chargers
game.
fan? I'm just saying.
Who?
Me?
No, if you're going to just I just don't understand what the point is. My point is, I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm going to root for Tua all day long as he's wearing aqua and orange. That's how it's going to be.
How is it not rooting for Tua?
No, how is it
not rooting from Tua? You can still root for Tua in and be respectful of great play from other players.
Absolutely.
That's why I didn't understand why the debate
But
even
if you're
started,
given the nod that way, whenever it's so close, according to all the stats, according to everything, it's so close. And I'm with Ms.
once
Spence.
again,
I'm
this is-
saying Herbert is falling off.
Well,
Absolutely.
Wait, I didn't say he was falling
I don't
off. I
think
just
she was
asked
saying
a
she was
question.
falling off.
No,
Did
I
it
think
look
he's
like
falling off.
Did it look like?
Well, you know what responsible NFL evaluators do when everything else, all the analytics are close. They go by the physical traits. Well, that's where it's no discussion between those two players. So that's what responsible evaluators do.
Pam, you know me. I hate the fact that people are pointing to other quarterbacks to try to even say anything about Tua up or down. This is why I avoid it, because all that ends up happening is both sides start to say, oh, well, this guy has this deficiency, that guy has that deficiency. Before you know it, you got two trash quarterbacks.
Yeah, and look, it's not us that brought up the point. It's the mainstream media, and it's the topic of the day. What we're trying to do is bring clarity to the madness, even though it's us that starts the madness more often than not. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that, Cap. I totally agree with that because as a Dolphin fan,
I'm just an anti-platitude type of guy. You know, it's like crypto. Everybody gets crypto wrong. He's not saying 4-1 is bad compared to 4-0. He's arguing semantics. He's saying factually he's 4-1. At least don't look like he's telling the people that are throwing 4-0 in people's face. All it's doing is making you look like you're
you don't know how to count.
Right.
Looking like your arithmetic is wrong.
If you're throwing 4-1 in my face, I can't argue. But crypto's like, I can't argue. It's technically 4-1. You know what I mean?
Listen, right now,
it's not that he thinks 4-1 is bad.
Right. But when we look at you can't tell me that every one of us in the preseason, if we would have said we were at this position in this part of the season, every one of us would have been happy about it. There wasn't anybody that had a reasonable thought that didn't think we were going to have hiccups, right?
So, Pam, I absolutely.
I want to address something real quick. If I may,
let me just.
I'm sorry,
just quickly,
go ahead.
Then I am pleased. If taking context completely out, and we're looking at going into week 8, up one game over 500 in some ways, but even then, it's hard to just say win-loss statistic because of the context. And these last month of games without Tua and now with him have been piss-poor performance from the offense, and the defense has either had to hold us in the game or bail us out.
And I don't disagree.
And that is not good investing with all of what we put in on the offense, and it's certainly not good execution. And this team's got to do a better job to getting that in. Yes, we expect hiccups, but again, we will be honest because we demand more because we were promised more. That's the thing. We were told we're tearing this team down in 2019. We're going to rebuild it. It's going to take a tear down year, 2 rebuild years, a 3rd year of contention. If this year, first of all, we're not even in a contention feel as far as us feeling the way I expected us to in year 3 of the rebuild, that we would know for certain, at least if we had a franchise quarterback or what kind of team. No, we have a rookie head coach, questions at quarterback, and an offensive scheme that's new that the teams is still struggling with, and we're gearing to halfway through the year. Luckily, we're above 500, so not all is lost. But the ball could have. Look, we're not careful, and we'll be sitting into the 4th quarter of the season going shit, and we're not. Long gone are the days where I'm trying to look at where we are in the draft. I'm not accepting that. I'm not. And this fan base, really, if we go back to where we're looking at where we're drafting and how we're going to get better next year to get our new draft pick future around, this fan base is going to look like a fucking ghost town, and I'm going to do everything I can to stop it.
Real quick, Cap.
I agree with you.
Hold up, Pat. Real quick, Ian. Can somebody tell me what games have the defense not won for us? Out of all the games we've won, tell me any game that the defense.
Miss Fins, I can't think of much, but other than maybe like 3 or 4 games.
I will give the offense credit for New England, and this is why.
And Baltimore.
No, I would never give them credit for New England.
New England, Baltimore.
They right out of the gate. The defense spotted us 10 points.
That's what I was going to say first. I wouldn't credit. No, am I going to credit them with? How did the defense not have every right in the world to collapse in Baltimore?
I'm not saying they didn't have a right. I'm just saying the offense came back and made it for real, right?
My point is, everybody started piling on me before I got to finish what I was saying. I credit them with New England because we led the entire game. Maybe I can credit them with Pittsburgh now too for the same reason. But obviously, Noah Igbenogany ended the game Sunday night. So what can I say about that? All I know is
the defense played 30 snaps in the fourth quarter, Color, and had 3 turnovers. It wasn't just Noah. Hold on. Go ahead, EM. You were going to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted real quick to address what the statement that Pan said. You know, she made the comment about, well, are we going to become Chargers fans now? I'm going to be honest. I don't like the place that comes from because I see a lot of that bullshit on multiple, all over the internet, a lot of social media outlets. You're trying to have a calm, right, insightful discussion about 2 players in this league, and then you come, and if I'm wrong, you can feel free to correct me, but it's like you're taking shots. You know, you're making, you know, and those type of, you know, when you come at people like that, Pam, indirectly, you know, that can open the floodgates up to other and more, you know, insidious, you know, the conversation could turn really personal at that point. And see, I don't like the place where that comes from.
Where the insidiousness comes. Pam, I know that's never her angle, but he's right, Pam, in the extent that it's these weird tropes that people try to like not end the conversation. They want to start a different conversation. Pam's goal is to try to end the conversation and do the next step. Their goal is to change the conversation, and that's how we end up in this way already. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird do-si-do that gets played in this fan base, and this is just the side effect of questions at your quarterback. That's just what it is.
It's true. The thing is true. And EM, like, I am not even remotely questioning your fandom. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, if you're just going to come that strong, especially when 2 players are that close, by all accounts, right? By all accounts, my leaning is always going to go towards the Dolphins. And I'll tell you what, it just pisses me off when people are saying crap like, oh, she doesn't know, she watches football, she doesn't get it. Bullshit. I'm saying you don't see it like I see it. Just because I see it different from people, and I'm not coming for you, EM. I am totally not coming for you. But the fact is, I see things differently in football. I see it, and my fandom has been Dolphins since the inception of the Miami Dolphins, and I am always coming hard for them.
I'm sorry. I think what EM's trying to say is that, like, when there's no question about it, or let's say, and this is a matter of everybody's individual opinion. When there's no question about it, though, like a Patrick Mahomes, nobody's telling anybody to go become a Chiefs fan because they think Patrick Mahomes is better than Tua.
No, I wasn't saying
just
that
because we're debating, just because somebody thinks Herbert is better, even if they are closely matched, just because somebody thinks Herbert is better doesn't mean I'm no longer a Jalen Phillips fan or a Noah fan.
I think I get both sides.
You see what I'm saying?
But
yeah,
but don't worry, Color. They're going to figure out a way to.
I think a lot of quarterbacks are better.
That's coming. This way long enough. That tape is coming.
I've had a lot of people tell me, "Oh, go root for another team." Then And it's just, I'm not saying you ever told me that. I'm just saying that, like, you know, I could think of, you know, a lot of quarterbacks that are better than Tua. And that doesn't give anybody the right to tell me to go be a fan of those other teams.
Don't worry, Color. It's on the way. Just wait for Tua's next out-of-body experience. I'm sure he's going to be better than Patrick Mahomes. Just wait for the next out-of-body experience.
But let me get one thing in real quick, guys, because I know that we said we want to credit, right? Or I heard somebody say we want to credit the offense for the Ravens win, but do you guys not realize that we only won that game by 4 points? The defense held the Ravens to 3 points in the fourth quarter. Had the defense not done that and they scored anything else, we would have lost that game.
I don't even look so much at the points as much as the 3 and outs.
Or if John Harbaugh just kicked the 3 field goals to give me field goals.
Let me be fair and ask the question this way. Can you think of 10 other linebackers that are better than Emmanuel Agba?
Yes.
Bob.
And why don't we go be fans of those teams?
I got you, Color. I got you.
I get you on that one, but
that isn't what I was saying.
Yeah, I get you. I love Joey Bosa. I'm gonna be a Steeler fan now.
And it's like it's only when you're critiquing Tua that you know people get so personal. You know what I mean? And the shots start flying. You know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous.
No, it's when it's always on the negative side for him, because, like I said, I didn't want him in the first place. I never wanted him. I was hoping we'd wait and get Burrows.
And this was not a negative conversation about Tua. It's just one player.
It was just a comparison, one-on-one.
When you're comparing two players, it's like comparing Raekwon Davis and if we have the same conversation about Raekwon Davis and Aaron Donald, I mean, is that a conversation?
No.
You know what I mean?
Now I'm a Rams
Raekwon
fan.
Davis is a member of this team as well.
Rams.
He's a member of this team as well. So, but again, the insults in a person, you know,
Aaron Donald.
The conversation never shifts into a dark place only when it surrounds Tua.
What's that D tackle for the Jets? What's his name?
Leonard Williams.
Yes, I could measure Williams and Raekwon and have that conversation as well, and be like, damn it, Raekwon, why don't you look more like Williams around here? You know what I'm saying? We can have all the context in the world and have the discussion. Certainly doesn't mean I want to be a Jets fan ever. That's for damn sure. Got me fucked up. And Herbert can go fuck himself unless we trade for him in like a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? What it is, what it really comes to.
Agree 100%.
What it really comes to is,
I would root for him. If he
was ours,
orange, that's how it would be.
Fucking right. He'd be, and we'd be measuring him to Tua, whatever team he was, because of the draft class and the status.
I'm just telling you. If Tua goes to another team, I am not a fan of that team. That is not how it works.
Well, no, I'm saying this, Pamela. If we had Herbert as our quarterback and Tua was with the Chargers, we'd be having this same conversation if this team had the win-loss record and Tua with the Chargers was winning more and Herbert wasn't, and we would have this same argument, vice versa. And really, I'd be saying in that conversation, well, it sucks, because I'll tell you what, at least Tua's winning these fucking football games, and Herbert needs to take that good arm and that good-looking throwing and win me some fucking football, because this defense is very good. You know what I'm saying?
And my leanings would be going towards Herbert. So
yeah, you'd be like, are we Chargers fans or what?
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, Greg?
It would be the same argument.
What's up, Greg? Let me let you talk, and then I want to go real quick.
Yeah, man. Twitter today. I was on it today, and what a world Twitter is, man. What a world. Yeah. What's Tua? Like, I don't understand why we can't be critical of him. I mean, I just don't get it. And I think Pete today said it best when I was listening to I think it's not all Alabama fans, but ever since we drafted Tua, there's been Alabama fans for him. Like,
you're breaking up a little bit there, Greg. But let me respond to that just slightly. I think it's the perfect storm for why Tua is this way too with the fan base. Like, we created this perfect storm. It's like El Nino hits a hurricane and now we're all in the shit NATO storm. And really what it comes down to, we tear a team down, we let go of picks, we accrue a fucking haul of first rounders, and we have our choice of 3 first-round picks to take 3 friggin' first-round quarterbacks if we so felt like doing it, whatever. But the goal was to tear the team down, rebuild the team, starting with the defense, ending with the offense, hopefully lining up with the quarterback of the future that we drafted with those first-round draft picks. Whether we needed to go up to the first guy or the second pick, whatever the case, whatever the cost, that's why we as the fans accepted the suffering they were going to put us through. And now, along with that and the purchase, I've never seen a product like this that we purchased in this Tagovailoa kid. I've never encountered anything like this where the influx of the fan base and all that is such a massive amount that it blows my mind. Look who's strolling in here. Stephen D getting
What's
it in.
up, boys?
Look at
Ladies?
this guy.
Even had a couple F-bombs he had to get out of his system.
What the fuck is going on, people?
We are in the shit NATO, Stephen.
Put him backstage, Cap. Put him backstage. He's
Oh yeah, you know what? Somebody, $10 for timeouts right now.
Hey, y'all
$10 for timeouts.
I need that $10 donation to get him up
I'm
out
gonna
of here.
put it in the scroll right now. It's in effect. Now it is. In effect.
Come get him,
What's
Pete.
up? How y'all doing?
F-bombs with Stephen D.
Steven.
I'm allowed to cuss up here, right? There's no swear jar.
No swear jar. No swear jar.
No, you're not.
ladies
We're
and
allowed,
gentlemen?
but you're not.
Rules
You
are
can't
different.
come up on
Fucking
another
love it.
platform.
Let's go.
and be
Listen, I'm
allowed to
taking
do
every
things
swear
that
jar, every
you're not
swear
allowed
you
people to do
say,
on yours.
Stephen. I'm taking it to credit to your show in the morning.
For you, towards a credit to my show.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here with that shit.
Ooh, I got like $20 already.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Stephen D, that
listen.
beard is getting for real. I'm just saying, it's
It
getting
is.
for
It definitely
real.
is. It is. No doubt about that.
Let me tell you what happened with
Get
Tua.
the
The
mask
issue
on
is
Take it a week.
we were promised the second Marino. All that hype was promised, and it hasn't happened. That's the disappointment that you see in the fan base. That's why you see the polarization. Because we were promised all of this, and we still haven't seen it on a consistent basis.
Oh wait,
That's all it is.
are we giving our season predictions? Are we still in preseason? Because it sounds like we're having the same conversation that we had every week for the last 6 months.
Well, actually, this was more.
I just got up here. I'm just messing with you, Miss Fins. I'm sitting here enjoying my Capri Sun.
Your
The link's at the top, Rashad. If you're looking for the link, it's literally pinned to the top, homie.
No, so if you have a question, like a whatchamacallit, a poll question, sometimes they can't see the link.
Word up. Well, I'm ending the poll right now anyhow, because listen to this. 82 votes, and it's 51% for Tua, 49% for Herbert on who's the better. It's now it's at 84. I mean, wow, dude, it is neck and neck.
If we're
gonna say Tua, who's the better quarterback today? Tua has edged him out by the slimmest of margins, ending with 52% to Herbert's 48%. There's the link now pinned to the top. Thank you, Stephen.
I think the more appropriate question when you're talking about comparing the two players is, this year, have we seen enough growth from Tua? Is that because I think we can all agree Herbert has been the better player. He's been on another level than Tua, but I think the question is the level of growth that we've seen from Tua. How much ground has he gained on Herbert?
I think Stephen agrees with that.
I what?
How much
I what?
I said you agree with it. It was funny as heck. I put you on the line of a sand without even you knowing it. Like I was like, yeah, Steven's over there.
Look, here, y'all know I am. I think that Tua is the guy, and That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Tua is the guy.
Over
What if we don't
Herbert
make the playoffs?
is what he's saying.
Then I have said that everybody's replaceable from the top down.
You said everybody, huh? Clean house.
Everybody.
Yep. My question is, why
I like
has
The
that.
hot dogs
would be the way to
included.
do it.
Crypto hot dogs included. Damn it.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna take you up on that.
What's up, Rashad? What you saying?
Why hasn't Herbert done anything yet? What has he done that's so amazing?
What has Tua done? What has Tua
Tua
done?
Tua ain't did nothing either. I think Herbert is better than Tua. But why are we always comparing the two? Because we passed upon Herbert? It's
What about Joe Burrow?
Well,
It's because it's a draft.
It's a draft
I mean,
class.
bro, they were Rashad. They were literally picked 5 and 6. So like they were so
They're
close.
They're going to be compared to each other for the rest of their careers.
Forever.
They was
Forever.
one after the other. Yeah.
If one of them wins the Super Bowl and the others are starting quarterback somewhere else, they will go, can this one win the Super Bowl now? You know what I'm saying? That's just where we'll be.
I'm not going to say we. Would some of the fan base be as enamored as they are if Herbert was drafted by the Dolphins? Y'all think he would be the same guy?
It would be the same conversation, Rashad, except we'd be going, hey, why is Herbert doing so good throwing the football and having his success as far as a quarterback and stats, but he ain't winning us no football games. He needs to be more like Tua and win football games. That's what they say.
I don't think he has.
Herbert would have a defense.
That he had his first. I don't think he has the stats that he had his first 2 years. With what Tua had his first 2 years. Like,
what do you mean?
Last year, Herbert had. Listen, Miss fans. Last year, Herbert had 35 touchdowns with a Pro Bowl offense, offensive line, running back, weapons, receivers, all that.
Okay, so shave off 5 of those.
Yeah, how about 30 touchdowns and 4,000 yards? What do you say now?
Okay, I guess.
Okay,
I mean,
how about 35 touchdowns? 35 touchdowns.
With this defense in his rookie year, Herbert couldn't produce? Is what you're telling me?
What?
That with this defense that we had, that Tua had his rookie year,
with Malcolm Perry and
perfect Jimmy. Jimmy
the
is so right.
Receiver?
Marino and Elway were compared forever and ever. Only till they both stopped playing did we stop comparing them, because Marino's known as the greatest to never win. And that's the sad fact of where the comparison lands. Do we want to have ourselves the next quarterback that's fucking the greatest to ever fucking win?
Throw Jim Kelly into that too.
Yeah, Jim Kelly for the earlier years for sure, Steven.
That is going to be the most mid rivalry in the history of the NFL. If
I
these
think
guys
the people
are gonna be compared their whole career.
I think the people that want to get the stats and everything would prefer him to have all.
If the NFL
stats
was smart
and lose, that's what they prefer.
They would flex that Chargers Dolphins game into Sunday Night Football.
I think if they're both sitting there on the precipice of like tying records, or both on a tear, on a run, and offenses are kicking it, they very well may.
I got a tidbit for you.
Hold on. I want to respond to what Rashad just said real quick. It's stats or wins or whatever. I'm sure just like Chargers fans, why can't I have both? I see plenty of quarterbacks that got stats and wins. Give me that.
They get
I don't want to pick nothing no
Patrick
more.
Mahomes
Again,
is getting both.
This is what we were promised, Dolphin fans. They tore down my football team. They rebuilt it. They took the last coach that, take it or leave it, still had a winning record his past 2 years and was ascending, and we could hope that it would equate to 11 wins and a playoff berth this year. I'm not willing to take any step back to just give the organization an out. Rookie head coach, quarterback needs more time. Nah, bro, we're in the 3rd year. We're supposed to be in contention. Deliver, or it's pitchforks and fucking torches, and we storm in this castle, bro. Fuck
yeah. I got something to encourage you a little bit for this week, because I know you're really on it, man, for the big win. You know what I mean? So,
I am, yes, sir.
Well, first of all, week 15 against the Bills.
Me too, Steven.
week 15 against the Bills shows TBD currently, and week 18 against the Jets shows TBD currently. But that aside, I was just, I've got the TV on over here on my side, just in the background, sitting on NFL Network, and they got their fantasy show on, whatever it's called. And they got, scrolling at the bottom, they got stardom and sit-ems, you know what I mean? On NFL Network is. They've got, when it shows the stardom for quarterback, Tua is their first choice, number one on the list.
It should. He's going to have a big...
It's the Lions!
Hold on. Secondly, Raheem Mostert is on the stardom list for their running backs.
Yep.
They don't have any of our wide receivers on their little scroller, but they do have Jason Sanders as a stardom, which tells you what?
He's gonna kick some extra points. He's going to kick like 5 or 6 extra points.
Yep, and maybe a field goal or two as well.
Wide receivers,
he's going to have like 9 points, 10 points, 4 of them being friggin' field tries and 2 field goals, and he's going to kill it.
What they're saying is Tua's going to pass for more touchdowns to Mostert. That's what it sounds like.
Right. Or Mostert.
That's the bailout. That's the bailout.
Right, certainly not going to be Chase Edmonds. I would. You know what? This might be the day. This might be the game. I bet on Chase Edmonds receiving touchdown. The plus money's got to be out.
You're going to jinx him.
But they're actually what that game script tells me in their minds is that Mostert's going to break a couple big runs for touchdowns, and that's going to open it up for Tua to spread the ball to everybody, and that's why they don't have a particular wide receiver on
Chris,
what's up?
You know I don't gamble, right?
Yeah,
but if I was a betting man, I would bet on a Chase Edmonds anytime touchdown on Sunday.
Well, the anytimes. You know what? Probably either way. The plus would be good on that, but really, I would have to look at that receiving one because listen, Mike McDaniel has shown no willingness to stop throwing him the football. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to get one. It's weird because Edmonds was sold to us as this great pass catching back. We never figured it out.
Or something. They're all like, get him back in the saddle as quick as you can. He just like lost his reel.
Yeah, the second he catches one and starts catching them, you're going to turn around and he's going to have like 12 catches in a row, and everyone's going to be like, oh my God, Chase Edmonds is this fantasy football crush. Yeah, what a steal the Dolphins got.
He's going to be on a wheel route, and it's going to be in slow motion. And
to be fair, though, Chris.
Hold on, Stevie D. He's going to be on a wheel route in slow motion, be like, talk to me, Goose. Talk to me.
Into the house, To be fair, sometimes that's all a player needs, Chris, is to just feel like they got hot and then they go on this tear. So, like,
come on, man.
I'm not giving up.
Listen,
on Chase.
I'm not.
Listen,
I don't want to see. I don't want to see us throw him the football at all. I'll be honest.
At all.
And I've given up. I've given up on him being in the pass game. But I know Mike McDaniel is not going to do that.
Mike McDaniel has not given up.
He has not given up. So the bet is good, and the ideology that if he could freaking get one and make it right, maybe he can catch his groove and fix things. Because something tells me Mike McDaniel is going to continue to give it to him because they're waiting for it to happen. And if you listen to Frank Smith, when they was asked about it, I want to say it was Chris Perkins in their interview they just had this week, he said the same thing. He said, look, they're practicing. Sometimes you get in this slump. Once he gets hot, he's going to get hot. And I heard that, and I was like, ooh.
Hey,
that's
real
all
quick.
Steph Curry, when has he ever been receiving back guy? Like,
to all you baseball fans out there, it's bottom of the 10th right now, and the Phillies are up by 1 run. And it's the bottom of the 10th for the Astros, and the 4, 5, and 6 hitters are coming up. Big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Let's go Phillies.
Wow.
Real quick.
Extra inning.
Go ahead, Miss Fins.
This game 1, right?
This Sunday,
game 1.
Dolphins in the season, and what would a loss mean for the Dolphins this Sunday?
A loss this Sunday? A loss this Sunday?
Tua's gone.
As crushing as it would be, I'll be
this
real.
Sunday, spooky
it wouldn't
Halloween.
be
We
the
don't
end
do
all
good
be
on
all.
Halloween.
It would to the fans. to the fans, to all of us, to everything, as crushing as it would be, it would not be the end all. It would not be the end all.
They're saying
sadly it wouldn't.
They're saying Raheem Mozart is a must start plus 19 fantasy points.
Yikes.
Did you guys see him last
I got him
Sunday?
on my fantasy league.
Oh my goodness. If you
And
rewatch the
Cooper
game
Kupp.
and just look at Mostert, he was on a.
Yeah.
I tested for PEDs. Like,
oh, bro,
Hey! Don't put that out there, Ricky Bobby. Don't talk about that negativity. Okay, we don't need we don't need that. All right.
He was running through defense.
Stupid or something? Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
Nonsense. I don't need. Don't put that out there in the world, Rashad. Don't do that.
You already got other legal issues.
You know, in high school.
Yeah, I got a whole other thing going on with Xavier Howard. We're literally freaking looking at everything right now.
Immediately regret this decision.
I did think it was pretty funny.
He's listed with a groin injury, so we're going to
The
struggle.
injury report said Xavier Howard groin questionable, and I'm like, I don't think there's a question anymore.
I am so sick of this. When I saw that report, look,
oh man, it's terrible.
But what bothered me was it was another off the field issue, and it's just like, can we please just get away from this as a franchise? I'm over it.
You know what bothered me the most in the article is where the woman said she felt scared and pressured and she continued to sleep with him because of it. I was like, Jesus, bro.
I'm not getting into all that, but what I'm saying is, I hated that
Steven,
there
it was down there in print. That was the sinking one that makes this not a story, a friggin' a potential wildfire if something goes down, like straight up.
I'm gonna say this. I hope she got it from Xavier Howard, because if she didn't, she's in trouble. Remember that one chick that said Usher gave her
And how's
herpes?
she gonna prove it?
Remember that?
It's just
I'm
so
not a medical.
suspect.
Hey, look, guys, I'm not a geneticist or a virologist or anything like that. But from what I understand, first of all, they can tell genetically at the DNA level whether both the viruses strains they have match. And secondly, I'm pretty sure by count in their blood they can figure out who got it first.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure they could tell by the progression
long
of
they
the
had,
freaking disease
Right.
of how by
progression.
like
And
some have a good guesstimate of a timeline of whether I don't know if they can get to the day. I mean, what are they fucking STD detectives?
First of all, if they don't match genetically, then it's off the table anyway. It's not the strain she got. You know what I mean? So
We need to get the get the STD detectives on it, Color. Let's get them on it. We need to know everything about this. What?
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Don't do that.
Listen, I saw that on Facebook. I almost pissed myself when I seen someone had that meme. Shit was hilarious.
Look, a geneticist or a virologist or an evolutionist can correct me if I'm wrong, but
oh yeah, they're all over in the chat. Color, talk to them.
Her virus should have his DNA imprint on it, because viruses replicate your DNA.
Color, you should already know we already have 1 million doctors in our fan base. Okay,
Yeah.
so
of course.
Yeah, Color, and they're definitely up at 12:30 at night talking about it.
Where's Sharif?
Half of them will tell me I'm wrong, and half of them will back me up. That's the funny part.
Who's getting traded on Tuesday?
But I'm pretty sure that her virus should have his DNA signature on it if it came from him, because that's what viruses do. They mimic pieces of your DNA and all that to be able to invade.
What if you're just a carrier and not a person that shows symptoms, and now you're just a super spreader? What if he's special?
Well, how do you think they know who the carriers and who the spreaders are? Because they know that the DNA.
I didn't, Chris. I'm sorry. I didn't
say
bring this
something, but
up.
I'm
I
gonna
was
keep that to
just
myself.
merely stating I hated that our team had an off-the-field issue. I apologize. I did not mean to make this conversation.
If you can't talk harpies at a tailgate, when can you, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. This is family discussion, and I want everybody to pee in a cup right now.
I was hoping I'd wake up this morning and find out it was a typo and they meant to say harpies.
Listen. Who's getting traded on Tuesday, guys? Who's getting traded on Tuesday?
God damn it!
Not Jerry Judy.
Okay. Houston just hit a double.
4-7. It should be 4-6.
Not Jerry Jeudy, and I don't know. I do like this Kareem Hunt I hear about talk.
Kareem Hunt's getting traded.
I would love him for the Dolphins for a fourth.
Jerry Jeudy's coming to the Dolphins.
Under is 6.5.
It would be great if we got him, but
it was 8 points in the fourth inning.
Is what I want to know.
The under in an American.
So, hey, can I answer Miss Fins? So, Miss Fins, 3 positions we need to address: offensive line.
That's
second. 3 positions this team needs to address at the trade deadline in some way, shape, or form if they're able to: offensive line, secondary, and linebacker. If you can make those 3 things better, then you're going to be fine.
Bro, our linebacking unit has not been the problem. Yeah, the linebacking unit has been decent, Steven. I understand. I still worry about depth, but we haven't even had to lean on Channing Tindall as a rookie to take significant amount of snaps. Our linebacking unit's killing it. Fucking Jerome Baker, which everybody knows I'm a big Jerome Baker fan. I know everybody wants to trade him, cut him. He's paid too much money. I'm sorry, but Jerome Baker is good, and if you watch the film, homeboy is there cleaning shit up. He is killing it right now.
No, my thing is, Steven, to what you said, what I keep hearing is, we need to trade for weapons. Jerry Jeudy, Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt. I'm like, why do we need weapons?
I'm okay. So when it comes to Kareem Hunt, I'm all for it for a 4th rounder. It gives us more depth. It adds another weapon. I'm all for it. If Jerry Jeudy's there, it depends. Like, are you addressing the other needs? If let's say, for example, the Dolphins go out and get Jerry Jeudy and nobody else, I'd be a little upset because I'm like, we have clearly other needs to address on this team.
And clearly a deep wide receiver unit. If anything, we need to get rid of freaking Cedric Wilson. You know what I'm saying?
Cedric Wilson ain't going nowhere.
We're not making any trades, guys. I don't see any trades happening.
No.
Well, my point is that I keep hearing from the fan base that we need weapons, more weapons.
I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't know what Greer's going to do.
I wasn't saying that we need more weapons. The question was asked, who's getting traded? I just said that's
so. If the question is who's getting traded, I clearly think Taylor Moton will be on the move. I clearly think if Cleveland ends up losing, that some of Cleveland players could be on the move, and I will also say that I truly believe Kareem Hunt is out of there. I do.
I wonder if the Bears lose this Sunday, do they trade Roquan Smith and go ahead and just start planning for next year to rebuild? That's something I'll be watching this Sunday. If the Bears lay an egg, now if they win, they might hold back because they already got rid of Robert Quinn. So
to your point, any team that is 500 or around 500 or right below 500. You want to lose because it opens up the trade market on Tuesday. It will totally open up the trade market. All these 3 and 4 teams, 2 and 5 teams, what you want all those teams to lose, all of them. Because the more that lose, the more likely that there will be a bigger trade market on Tuesday. And that's what you want.
Which Dolphin players
pay attention to A.J. Dillon if that's the case, Stephen D, because
give me A.J. Dillon,
been
bro.
using him a lot lately for some reason.
Give me A.J. Dillon. I'll take that. That's a good weapon right there.
Again,
Chase Edmonds for AJ.
Well, teams that believe they can turn their season around, they're not going to be willing to deal it.
Why is it that the Bills aren't getting weapons?
The Bills are trying to get weapons. What are you talking about? They're trying to get Alvin Kamara.
If they get any running back, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed if they get a running back.
That's what they're trying. They're trying to get Alvin Kamara, Cam Akers, and/or Kareem Hunt.
So and by the way, I think they're gonna get one of them. I really do.
Listen, I'm gonna be pissed if they get freaking Alvin Kamara, but I think you're right. I think they'll end up with Cam Akers, honestly.
Yeah, he sucks.
He does, but listen,
Yeah.
Cam Akers. It was a short while ago. Cam Akers was slaughtering it. I don't know where he went.
Yeah, he fell
yeah,
off.
but
Just won a Super
he didn't. Even when he came back for the playoff run, he wasn't the same guy that left before the injury. But that does not mean he can't come back. And watch, he'll end up coming back with Buffalo on their fucking Super Bowl run. Not that they're gonna win, because let's be real, it's Buffalo. But I don't need to deal with them in the playoffs, because that's honestly who I don't want to see in the playoffs. Because I want to see him in the playoffs, but not until like a championship game or something like that. Because that's when I'll like, oh, this is where Buffalo fucks up, and it's to us. Awesome.
Houston,
you know what I'm saying?
Houston just walked another man on base, two runners on, 2 outs, bottom of the 10th.
Come on,
Houston down
Billy.
by 1 run.
Release the cheaters.
Well,
Houston, man, they figure out the win. They always cheat. They like the Patriots of baseball.
Yeah, they are.
Cheaters.
I hate
Yeah, they're pretty
Houston.
good at it too. You got to hand it to them. They even get busted and still continue to do it.
And they don't get in trouble, which
Like the
pisses me off.
Right.
Got
so
oil money,
familiar,
bro.
doesn't
Got
it?
oil money, man. Got that oil
Sounds
money.
so familiar.
Congratulations, Bryson, on your new baby. Congratulations.
Yeah, Bryson.
hear that they're all
Beautiful. I was wondering.
congrats.
It's so crazy. I was thinking about Bryson today, and I was like, man, I haven't seen Bryson around. I hope he's doing good. And here he is. He's a daddy now. Look at that, man.
Welcome to Team No Sleep, Bryson. When you have a baby,
It's all right, man. It's the first 2 years are super rough. Then it starts.
First 3 years.
Well, I don't know. It all depends. Sometimes you get lucky, but yeah,
and then,
you right.
then the later years, y'all don't even know yet. I'm here to tell you.
my daughter's 12, so I can already see around the corner. I'm just gonna have to show her that dad's a psychopath.
Does she hate you? Does she hate you yet? Do you get hated on, Chris?
Nope, not even a little bit. But she is a girl, so it's overwhelming with the drama and the craziness. So yeah, there is that whole thing going on. But no, she doesn't hate me yet. And you know,
Well, my 6-year-old daughter, we watched a show called Hot Shots on Disney Plus tonight, and she fell asleep on me, and I was in daddy heaven because I haven't been home in 8 weeks on a weekend. This is the first Friday I've been home on a weekend in forever, and in about 2 months. And so it was, I was in daddy heaven tonight because she fell asleep on me, and
and the
it was awesome.
mom's out of town too, so you get to have all the
Exactly. I had my son was laying. It was good, man. I got to hang out with the kids tonight, and the wife's in Northern Virginia, and now I'm hanging out with my other family.
Listen,
I can't get rid of
I can tell you, El Cap, I'm the child whisperer. So I'm the kid whisperer. I can just tell you, just call me up. I got your back. I'm telling
I'll let
you.
you know, Pamela. I mean, she don't give me too much gruff, so I don't worry too much about it. And she's tough, so I'm not too worried about it.
Just wait till she gets to high school.
She is super like manipulative chick style, so I can already see her. I can already see her testing out her.
That's my child.
Hey,
that's my
real
child.
quick, controversy in Houston right now. Batter was hit. He went to go take his walk.
Yeah.
And the umpire's saying, nope, it didn't hit you.
Yes.
So there's controversy right now in the game one. This is a little wild right now. It's getting a little crazy.
Is Philly over here calling in their favor against the team that usually calls in all of theirs? Whoa.
Right.
Oh, what a swing and a miss. My God. It's a good ball game, man. Great game.
It's a great ball game.
Pulled out.
I don't like either one of them, but I hate Houston more. So I guess I'm going for Philly.
Philly got it.
Yeah.
Philly got it.
I'm trying to stay awake during the show, so I decided not to watch baseball. So I'm just being real.
Should have watched this one, Cap. This is good. 6-5 Philly.
Baseball's okay to go even watch as a fan, but even there, I think I fall asleep. Dude. It's just, I don't know.
Wow.
I'm good at the field with baseball. Otherwise,
I've gotten pretty drunk sitting out there in the sun. So.
Phillies win.
Wow. They came back from 5 Wow.
Phillies win Game 1 of the World Series. Great freaking game. Great fucking game. I can cuss up here. Great fucking game.
Swear jar,
All
sir.
right,
Swear
it's
jar.
all going on account for El Cap. He's got it all written down.
That's not how this works.
El Cap.
You don't get to carry it over to other platforms. That's not how this works.
This is
We
his
had
show,
the same
Stephen G.
discussion
He
last
gets to
time,
do
Stephen,
the-
remember?
He gets to make the rules, Stephen G.
We had the same discussion last time. That was funny.
You motherfuckers, you. God damn it.
Bastards, bro. Fucking bastards, bro. What are you doing, Mark? I see you creep in here. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, no, I came on. You know, I love you guys. You guys are outstanding.
Over there sitting in the corner.
Talk a little bit about the trade deadline and what's going to happen. And I totally agree. I forget which one of you had made the comment, and I think it's going to be quite correct that the outcome of these games this weekend are going to really drive the trade market for for Tuesday. The Browns are going to the Browns managed to find a way to lose to the Bengals on Monday night. Then that whole roster is going to get dumped. But the Bengals have no Chase because he's out for 4 to 6 weeks with an injury. So that game's up in the air. You take a look at the worst game you could possibly think of is the Panthers and the Falcons. But believe it or not, if the Panthers win that game, there could literally be a four-way.
They're right back in it.
First place in the NFC South.
Because
Bucks
Tom
3-5.
sucks.
The Panthers go to 3-5 if they win. Falcons drop to 3-5. The Saints win their game at home against the Raiders, and they're 3-5. Now there's your playoff team in the AFC or NFC South.
Yo, it's crazy. You know how crazy that is, real quick, Mark? If Atlanta wins on Sunday, Atlanta's in first place.
I know.
Yeah, Atlanta getting they're in first.
Which is so
Atlanta and the
crazy,
Jets
right?
They already
have
are,
caught
ain't they?
everybody off guard with them actually playing decent.
Look, I did say, I said, y'all. I said at the beginning of the year, I said, watch out. Marcus Mariota, sneaky good with this Atlanta team.
Did you see how much weight he put on when he was with the Raiders? He looks like a different guy when he was on the Raiders. He looks a lot more stout, has a lot more meat on him, and he still looks as fast as he was when he was younger.
He's got a pretty good tight end he's throwing to too.
His arm talent was never really the question. Maybe arm strength, but he's put good weight and muscle on him.
Look, Rashad, I'm not sitting here saying that Marcus Mariota is this great quarterback. I'm just saying I felt that division was for the taking. And I thought that Marcus Mariota was going to be a lot better than people gave him credit for.
Oh yeah,
that's what I said.
Guys,
I was about to say,
you give him the right offense, and put him in the right system, he'd be okay.
They're only winning because of the
with
run
Atlanta. Those were close games. Atlanta's looked pretty decent. If you look at what actually happened, they have. They've looked.
He's only good in the up-tempo offense.
They lost.
Chip
They lost their starting
Kelly
running
style
back.
offense.
And
That's
they
where
ran
Marcus
the ball
Mariota excelled at.
Atlanta's going to come around.
Like Marcus Mariota is throwing 13 passes a game. That's not okay. That's Tebow-esque. You gotta throw more than
Bryson.
game.
Marcus Mariota fake Tua.
Carolina wins on Sunday, then you can forget about anything being traded out of Carolina because they're going to be in a tie for the division lead.
I guarantee you Carolina wins. Just wait. Baker Mayfield's still out, right?
Really?
What's it called? Baker
Mayfield's still out, right? No, he's out, right?
PJ Walker's starting. PJ Walker's starting.
Yeah, they're going to win.
Negative.
I don't know about all that, buddy.
Negatory morning glory. That ain't happening.
Yeah, they playing pretty. They're playing pretty good defense.
I know that Tampa Bay. I know that Tampa Bay's falling apart. But you got to remember something. Let's get something straight here.
Their defense is
Dude,
lights out. They're on another level.
There's a reason that the Panthers traded Christian McCaffrey.
Because he's unreliable. That's the reason.
Well, don't tell what they hauled for him. They got a nice haul for him. What I'll say is, would I be surprised if Carolina won? No, but I would not touch that game with a 10-foot pole if I was betting on it. That's for sure.
No way, bro. I'm staying off that fucking that trap game for whoever's involved.
That's on the brink. You don't bet against.
Look at the Raiders as an example. They're 2-4. but they have a relatively soft schedule. I mean, relatively if you're in the AFC.
Everybody
West.
has a soft schedule. No team
Yeah,
is.
I mean,
no.
it's a lot of parity in the NFL.
Have you seen
A
the
lot
Eagles
of it.
schedule?
Oh my
Have
God,
you guys
that's like
seen
the
it?
worst
Have y'all
6-0 team I've
actually
ever seen in
looked
my
at
life.
the Eagles schedule? That's the most.
Weak.
The
Weak
toughest team
schedule.
they play.
Weak.
The toughest team they play is the Green Bay Packers.
We talk
They
about
actually
Cowboys
That
and
should
the
tell you
Giants.
something.
They legitimately can
Actually,
run the table.
Giants. I would say their toughest game is the Giants.
That
but
72 Dolphin team is going to be
schedule
watching
weak.
Philly pretty close.
The
The
Giants.
Giants are going to
have,
beat them.
It's gonna-
They don't
they probably
play
won't
Giants
pop
come-
the freaking champagne until the
Giants
playoffs.
the Giants have
Giants
had to
will
come
beat
back
them.
in every game they've had to come back in every game they've played. The team that might beat
That's a sign
them
of
because
good
I
coaching.
haven't seen them spark
How many
is the
losses
Titans.
have the
That's
Giants
the
had?
only team I think they could.
One.
How many
One.
losses?
That was against Philly.
That's right. And did you see that game? They played the Cowgirls, and that game was bull crap. That game.
Who did they
the
play, Pamela?
referees-
What's the name of that team in Dallas? Say it again.
Cowgirls. The Cowgirls.
Yeah.
The Cowgirls.
The Cowgirls.
Well, that
And I
division
watched
is
that
actually
game.
loaded.
They got screwed in that game. Actually, the Giants should have won that game. That's the team that Philly has to worry about, and they don't. That's a division game, right? So they don't
Yeah.
play them
Like
for
twice.
another couple of weeks, and then it's only a few weeks after this. So they have to play them, just a few games in between. So the Philly's probably going to walk for the next few games, but then the Giants are going to get them.
So getting back
The
to
Giants
trade.
don't get 'em.
Did you guys see
They
that
might
Deebo
end up being
Samuel's out for
freaking
49ers
16
on
and 1.
Sunday?
Yeah, I see.
They might.
So if they go,
okay.
if they lose that game to the Rams on Sunday, they go to 3-5, and that's up in the Dolphins' playoff chances, or they're not playoff chances, but a higher draft choice.
Hey, look, can I ask you guys a question? So Baltimore beat Tampa on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Did that help the Dolphins with the strength of schedule?
See,
No, because they play in the
No,
NFC.
because they're in the AFC. You want every AFC team to lose to every NFC team every
That's
time.
what I thought.
Yeah,
That's
no
what I
matter
thought.
what.
Somebody,
No matter what.
somebody was
AFC
trying to
team
make
to
me feel no, it's okay because now it makes our strength of schedule better, and I'm like, no,
No,
we
This
were
ain't
definitely
college.
rooting for
That's
Tampa.
that's a college. That's
Tampa
college
Bay
stuff.
losses will hurt us
last
because
night.
Tampa Bay is
But I
lost.
get it. I get it.
Yeah,
Though.
I understand how
If the Ravens win the
perceptively,
AFC
yes.
Central, it doesn't matter.
Perceptively, yes. So listen, getting back to trade, we talk a lot about Kareem Hunt and people, thinking about that, but somebody who's become talked about as potentially available in the market, and it would make sense bringing him here as a running back, Jeff Wilson, the running back for the Niners. They just brought in Christian McCaffrey. He's kind of a guy that they have do a little bit of passing and run into. He knows the scheme coming from San Francisco. Probably could get him for, even a fourth or fifth rounder.
But what good is he going?
I don't know if they would do that, Chase Edmonds, but I'm just saying Jeff Wilson. If we're talking about bringing in Kareem Hunt, what's the story with not bringing in Jeff Wilson? I know you guys are like, well,
Jeff and
Wilson.
Mostert are the same players though. Like,
yeah, I don't.
Great,
That's a luxury.
great.
I don't
Give
want
me
that.
give me what's working around here in this system, because it certainly isn't the Chase Edmonds running back that's working here. Give me another Moser.
It's
Cap,
what we
the
don't
player
have.
you want to
We
take a look
don't
at, you want
have
to really
that
take a
power
look at
back.
is Antonio Gibson of the Commanders.
Ooh,
He's
yeah.
got
Yeah,
one
no,
more year
listen,
left
now
on
you're
his
talking.
I don't know about that, bro.
I don't
like
know.
Antonio.
I don't know if the Commanders are on their fire sale just yet. They should
Yeah, I
be,
don't think they
considering
get
their
rid of him,
deal.
though.
The Eagles are undefeated. The Giants have one loss. The Cowboys have 2 losses. The Commanders are toast.
Yeah, but
And
the
Antonio
Commanders,
Gibson's
the way they
gonna
run
bounce
that
and Brian
organization,
Robinson's
Mark, is so hard to predict what the hell they're doing, that they would keep a Gibson around there for jersey sales to then not account. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear you. I would love Gibson, but I haven't heard a peep about them potentially trying to let him go.
Actually,
So-
there's a lot of rumor in Buffalo that Buffalo's going to get Gibson.
Oh
Well,
my
I mean,
God.
dude, there's rumor in Buffalo that
Hey,
every
Mark,
running
I'm
back
not
out
gonna
there, you
lie.
guys are getting.
Everybody
They
is
got
getting rid of.
running backs over there.
Everybody and their brother's been associated
an
to
upgrade.
Buffalo over
Yeah,
the last 48
every
hours.
every
They got
running back
Singletary,
in the
We'll
country
see.
that
We'll see.
isn't the
We'll
number
see.
one running back
Monday
is
evening.
connected to Buffalo right now.
I
heard
would tell you
Bijan
guys
Robinson
this
be
who
back
the
in Buffalo
Dolphins might
next
go
year.
for.
They got Moss.
If we
who's
get
gonna be
cooked.
around, but he's trade bait. And Cook hasn't proven anything yet. Their running back situation is not good.
No, I agree. The Bills are going to get a running back, but I mean, just
Bills have
picking running
great
backs
running
on teams doesn't mean they're going to get them. Like I said, I don't hear from where I'm catching it on this end is that I'm sure there's teams calling about Gibson, but I haven't heard anything reciprocating to the idea. What I'm hearing
they
is
want to replace Singletary next year, and he's got one more year on his deal.
Oh, I got you.
Why don't
I
walk
get it.
away
It's a
free agent?
win-win. Yep, Buffalo should totally trade for Gibson. It makes sense for them. I'm just saying, would the Commanders trade him? You know, what is Buffalo willing to give up? Are they willing to give up a second rounder for the guy? They want him that bad?
Probably Moss in a third.
Would they take Moss in a third? You know what I'm saying? I think
hard to say.
if they're in rebuild mode, they probably want more draft picks than anything else. I'm just guessing.
Exactly.
But
Moss,
to me,
Moss is on a cheap rookie contract. He's got a year left.
No, I got you.
Year left.
But
not every
even
team
then,
is always rebuilding. They can
yeah,
retool.
Buffalo's problem is they only have a million.
Stop thinking everybody is just rebuilding.
But you don't want Moss. Why would they? And I get it because they're losing a running back. I'm just saying, I'm playing devil's advocate. That organization,
I agree.
that organization will pay players to be guys. That's why they got Scary Terry. They don't have no one to throw him the ball, but they'll be damned if they ain't got him over there to sell some jersey sales. You know what I'm saying? That team is fucking weird. So to let Gibson go, who I like, I think he's fucking awesome. I don't see them doing that.
You guys,
Hey, can I want to change subject and ask
Hold on,
a question.
Hold on, Mark. I think I've figured out my
I want to see if it's gonna make me throw up.
3-game parlay of the week.
Okay.
Upset parlay of the week. You guys ready for it?
All right, upset
This is
parlay.
a 3-way upset parlay here. All upsets.
3 games to upset.
I got Denver Broncos beating the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Is that an upset though? But continue.
Yeah.
Well, they're plus 115. Denver's plus 115 on the money line.
Oh shit! Go
Then I got my second leg of the parlay of the upset parlay. I got the Panthers at 175 over the Falcons.
Okay.
Okay, and from the third leg of my
I want to see if it's gonna make me throw up.
3-way upset parlay of the week.
What the fuck?
I got the Green Bay Packers at plus
Yes,
410 over the Buffalo Bills.
Honestly,
there you go.
the Packers upsetting the Bills is the only one most likely in that scenario. To be honest, I think the Carolina Panthers are going to come back to reality, and Atlanta's going to walk all over them. And the first one, what was it?
Broncos of a Jag.
Yeah, Denver.
Jags.
Actually, I could see Denver edging it out. Just because
Russell Wilson was doing
For anybody that has,
he was doing calisthenics.
Hey, for anybody that has, of course, money you can throw out the window, $5 on that 3-way upset parlay will get you $145.
Yeah, how's Green Bay?
Well, I got
winning
a
that game?
different upset.
Mark is getting pissed. He's like, "How's Green Bay winning this fucking game? Fuck you guys."
Are you getting points? Are you playing a teaser? What are you doing?
Nope. It's straight up to win, bro. Straight up to win. He's not taking this.
Win.
I got the upset special for you.
Damn, $5. Huh?
What's the upset special?
The
I told my
upset
dad.
special is the Steelers over the Eagles.
Damn,
That
I could
is
see
an
that.
upset.
That ain't bad. I was thinking about that.
Steelers
That's a possibility.
That's a
I
possibility.
didn't think about
That's
that.
my upset.
I'll
I
add
got,
that one to
look,
my
I got
3-way.
my,
That'd be a
my
super
pick.
Gonna
upset.
destroy them.
Just as a
What
disclaimer
about
for
the Raiders
everybody,
over the Saints?
I'm like 0 for a billion on
Bears
my
over
They gonna go in that power
parlay.
formation. They gonna run all through them boys.
Color, you know I'm destroying you.
mostly.
I'm destroying you, Color.
That's a bad
You're
matchup.
getting
What's
murdered right now.
I'm in
What's
third
up,
place in
Vince?
EDWs.
You getting murdered right now. You know it. You getting murdered on our pick'ems.
I know.
I'm third place in Doug's
Yeah,
pick'em
There's
league
a
right
couple
now.
I thought back I
She's
might
up by
want
like
to
4
change about
games.
right now.
I got 3 upsets as well.
I
I got the
want to
Bengals
ask
over the
you
Cowboys.
guys an unrelated
Yeah,
question.
go ahead, Steven.
So next week the NFL, not the Dolphins, the NFL plays in Germany. Just interested to know what your thoughts about the Germany game is and how you think that'll impact future games, maybe there in the future. I think Color, I'd like to hear your take on that personally.
They're playing in Frankfurt?
No, they're playing in Munich.
Bayern.
Oh wow.
Bayern Munich.
So I was yeah, man, I'm actually loving it because I just wish that it would be a dream of mine to be able to time a trip back home right when that's going on and be able to attend that game. That would be absolutely amazing.
Tickets for that game online are going for ridiculous.
Oh my god. Bro, they're gonna see Geno Smith and Tom Brady.
What is that game?
I do have an uncle. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but I did have an uncle that lived right outside of Munich on a ranch. He used to be a airbag technician for Mercedes or something like that. But
who's playing in that game, Steven?
I'm glad it's somewhere like Munich.
Seahawks, Bucks.
Seahawks and the Bucks.
You know, you would think traditionally Frankfurt obviously already has the infrastructure there from having the NFL Europe team there.
NFL Europe, right.
But it's nice to see it down in a place like Munich that's really, really rich in more traditional German culture. A lot of people will enjoy that are going there for the game. You know,
I'm excited to see the game there. I think it's going to be really cool.
You got Neuschwanstein right around the corner from there, which is the castle that Snow White's castle was modeled after.
Yeah, the Walt Disney Castle. Yeah, was modeled after that. Yeah,
that'll be a big attraction for people.
Tom Brady has lost. Look at his face; he looked so gaunt yesterday.
Oh, yeah, Tom Brady off one.
And you won't know what's else crazy because I pay attention.
That's because he doesn't have a kick anymore.
The color schemes of both teams match the World League football teams that played there. The London Monarchs and the Frankfurt Galaxy.
The Seahawks.
Yeah, the Seahawks copied the scheme of the Frankfurt Galaxy.
Hey, Chris, I'm going to get out of here just so you know, man. I love you guys.
I love you, Steven. Thanks for sliding through, homie. I'll see you, buddy. Before you go, Kevin. Kevin asks, "What's y'all's score prediction for the game? And does Hill or Waddle both get touchdowns in this game?" Always listen to the channel. Thanks, Kevin, for the donation. What do you think, Steven?
Oh man, I've been I was hoping to. The one thing I didn't give a score prediction on my channel this weekend because I was trying to run away from it. All right, if I'm honest with you guys and how I really feel,
a billion to nothing.
I think I'm going to be eating a cheeseburger, a 40 burger, come Monday morning. I think the Dolphins are putting up 40 points. If I had to guess, I'm thinking like 42 to 23. 45 to 23.
Ooh, I like it, Steven. I like it. 45 to 23. Wow, that's a beatdown. All right, Steven. Guys, make sure to check out Clock Blockers in the morning over at Miami Sports Music. Love you, bud.
Bye, Steven. Take care. Have a great day. Have a great night.
Later, bud.
Bye, Steve.
Bye, Steven.
40 burger.
I got to go to El Cap. I got to go. It's
Me 3.
like your shows start past my bedtime.
Yeah, they're past my bedtime.
Oh, wow.
Thank you for making it all the way to
Go ahead and give us a score prediction then to answer Kevin Lee.
Okay, so I'm 31-13.
31-13.
I like the flip. Yep, I like the flip.
I like it.
Not that you feel good.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I don't know why that happened, but.
All right, Miss Pamela.
Thanks so much, Chris.
Bye.
See
Good
you
night.
guys.
Night,
See y'all
Pamela.
later.
Night.
All right,
Pamela.
man. Be good.
Miss Finns, I know you wanted to get a yawn, so why don't you give us yours?
Yeah, man, it's getting late, you know. I was late up yesterday too, and it adds up, you know what I mean? But as far as the score prediction, I mean, I already gave it. The Dolphins win 24-20. In my opinion, I really do think though, this is the game. This is what I think will happen 24-20. What should happen?
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins need to score 6 touchdowns. Period.
Hell yeah.
This defense sucks. There is no reason why we're not scoring 35 plus points.
Did you
But
say
you're still picking 24
or 42 to 20?
I should say 42. But no, I'm going to stick to 24-20. But this offense should score minimum 35 points. So I'm gonna stick to my 24-20, but I highly expect.
I know Mick go to Valoa. I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing. 6 touchdowns, but 24 points. Goddamn, what are they doing?
Math, man. I know that 5.
I know. It's late.
She said should. She said should.
Yeah, I know. We're just
I mean, he could get 4 touchdowns and miss all the extra points and only get 24 points.
True. That is
Holy
true.
shit, color's blowing my mind right now.
Well, that gives you 36 if you score 6 touchdowns, minimum.
But I think by the third one, McDaniel would have the punter trying field goals on the fourth one.
They just go for 2. Listen, he went for 2 in a game that made no sense. He'll be going for 2 before he lets that happen.
Oh, yeah.
I can't do. Let me not, because then I'll be here for another hour and a half.
So I'll answer Kevin's question real quick. Miss Finn's, everybody make sure to check out Miss Finn's show. Everybody, she does the things in the morning. It's early. It's perfect timing on that drive to work. Thank you, Miss Finns, for coming by. We'll see you.
League-wide Wednesday on Wednesday.
Yeah, league-wide Wednesday night with her in color. Don't forget.
Commentary.
Yeah, her in color. Do some league-wide Wednesdays.
Exactly.
Have a great Saturday, Miss Finns.
Halloween weekend.
Yeah, we'll see you, Miss Finns. Take it easy.
All right,
Bye.
Miss Finns.
So I'll make mine real quick, and this wasn't my original score prediction, but now I'm gonna take my prediction from last week and put it on this week, because all the same stuff kind of lines up. Where the Steelers were just right there at last.
Just like me, bro.
This team is at last. So it is now going to be 31-17 this week, not last week. This is where it is. I overshot our shot last week, forgetting we weren't going to get salty Tua. We were going to get rusty Tua because of the salt. We needed to grease the engines, and this week we're going to have 31-17. Go ahead.
That's hilarious.
Rashad, why don't you tell us yours, homie?
I have it 34-6.
Wow, a fucking obliteration.
Field goals, huh? Wait, is that 2 field goals or a touchdown and a missed extra point?
However you want to take it.
Good answer.
He's like, how about 3 safeties?
I see a dominating performance from the defense. I see a defensive score.
What?
It's something about the mid-season for us where the defense turns it up a notch. I seen some of it last week with the 3 forced turnovers. I see AVG and JP, Jalen Phillips. They were non-stop. Like Kenny Pickett or Najee, they're on the outside. They're getting loose, and they're running from the other side of the field. I see our ball hawk, Javon Holland, doing his thing. The coverage that X had last week, nobody wants to throw his way. I wouldn't bet on it. Noah stepping it up. We might get Cater back. I see, and our linebackers are playing great. Our run defense is, I think, top 3. Even after what Cook did to us, top 3. Well, that's to running backs, not quarterbacks, because we know what Lamar and that guy in Buffalo did. But yeah, I see the defense stepping up. Our offense, I think McDaniel opens it up. I feel like he's been holding it back. Like, because I see certain things.
I like the wall.
Like, we see the all-22. We see these players wide open. We're like, what are we doing? Like, why are we not going to him? I feel like he's drawing up all the right plays, and now too comfortable to He's been back for 2 weeks now. He gives us 3 touchdowns. 1 rushing touchdown from the offense and a defensive touchdown. That's 28. And 2 field goals. Boom. There we go.
I mean, I like it.
Calling it now. Yep, that's it.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I kind of like it.
Safeties then.
Yeah. What about you, Greg? What about you, Greg?
I'm gonna go with 2017 Dolphins. I'm gonna keep it low. I'm not gonna get my expectations too high. I do think Noah Igbenogany is gonna have a pick 6 in this game.
What?
There you go, right there. There you go.
Fucking Noah.
Hold on.
You're not calling it?
At least that's rational.
That if I make that prediction, that would be the third week in a row. And I started it. I was at the game for the Vikings, and I told Stephen D that Noah would have a pick 6 on his show live at the tailgate, right?
Never happened.
And everybody laughed at my ass, and he showed up and locked Adam Thielen down, even though he didn't get the pick 6. So I followed it up last week with the pick 6. Didn't get it again, but look what happened, right? So I'm with you, bro, on that prediction, man.
If
And
Noah
if he gets that
gets
pick 6, I'm buying my Noah jersey.
Listen.
All right.
Nice.
If he gets a pick 6, that's Noah.
Noah gets the pick 6. We're going. Watch out now. These Dolphins defense is gonna light it up. Byron who? Byron who?
Say he get a pick 6 in the first quarter, like mid first quarter. I'm expecting 0 blitzes coming nonstop because that's where it started. That's where it started it started versus Pittsburgh. Remember, right before halftime, we gave up like that 60-yard touchdown. I think it was to Juju because we 0 blitzed and we were like, "What are we doing? Why would we blitz everybody?" Flores is tanking.
You mean when he started being effective, is what you're saying? And you're right. It was that Rams game where
the Rams,
Jared Goff was.
blitz.
He just looked like he was stuck in molasses. He didn't know what hit him. You're right.
I'm wondering, like Rashad said, what if he gets a pick 6 in the first quarter? Like, what are the Lions going to expect to do against our defense if Noah's getting a pick 6 in the first?
Where are they going to throw the ball? Like,
yeah.
If we run a cover 2 robber, if we run a cover 2 robber, I think a little different. I played Madden. A lot of people don't know this.
Yeah.
Like if I was a defensive coordinator, I've learned it all from Madden. Run a cover 2 robber on one side and let X man up on the other side. So put Noah in the flats in a cover 2. He's there, cutting all the screens off and everything, and put Javon Holland over the top and dare them to throw at X. Safety watching, corner watching, or X. Pick one. Or throw over the middle would be your best bet. But that's dangerous. Oh, I love it. The Dolphins need to be good. Please, Lord, have mercy. Sorry, I've been drinking, as y'all can tell.
Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I got it 31-27 Dolphins on Sunday.
Shout out to Kevin.
I think that the Lions offensive line.
Thank God
is
for
actually
small
a really
favors,
good,
Mark.
Can I finish, please?
He's just busting your chops. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, like I said, I got a 31-27 Miami on Sunday. The Lions offensive line is actually pretty good.
They are,
the
actually.
receivers are underrated, and they're getting St. Brown and they're getting Swift back. And I think they're going to have time to throw.
Not good enough.
And I don't think the Dolphins are going to do any kind of 0 blitzing because of their secondary injuries. Like 3/5 of their starting secondary is out for the season. You know, you got Jones is out at safety, you got Needham is out as your nickel, and you've got Byron Jones who's out because he wants money. So that's a problem. So that kills the 0 blitz. And I think they score. It's just that Detroit's defense is so god awful. And one benefit to the Dolphins is the fact that Charles Harris isn't going to play, so that's not going to exemplify the Greer mistake or the coaching staff's mistake by letting that guy walk away without getting any production out of him. But I still see the Dolphins, the corners is a huge matchup for Miami. I think they can run the football. Detroit's given up 162.8 yards per game rushing. I think Moses is going to have a 100-yard day. They're going to control the ball, and I think they're going to win the game. Detroit gets a late touchdown to make it 31-27. But I think it's a Dolphin game, pretty much head to finish.
All right. You think it gets inflated later in the game. They kind of what the Lions have been doing, really teams are playing soft zone late in the third, early in the fourth quarter, and they're starting to chew them up with yards and stuff like that. Then they end up finding themselves getting blitzed on when that happens, and that's when they're turning the ball over too. I've noticed from them. They just have no continuity as far as a football team. But I see what you're saying. They could chew up some extra junk time yards for sure.
Yeah, that could be one of those like 31-13 games.
Came in the context of the game.
How do you expect them to score?
They wasn't getting junk time yards.
Yeah, they were.
It was in an outright shootout against Seattle.
It's got to be the first time in like 4 weeks that neither one of our wide receivers are on the injury report.
Just wait till you hear my prediction.
Yeah, I have the injury. I have the injury report right here.
Just got off of it.
Let me go ahead and give it to you guys. At the end of today, the only guys, and this is game status too, questionable. Emmanuel Ogbah with the back, which I think he had full practice on Friday. Hopefully he'll be. Yeah, I think they might want to let him rest. Durham Smythe is still limited, which we really need him, but is what it is. Thomas Morstead, who's been out and limited and questionable with an illness. If we lose our punter, that's a fucking hurt right there. Then you got Xavier Howard, who's been limited all week, and he's questionable for the game. Clayton Fedulum with a groin injury as well, and Tanner Connor with a knee. All these guys were limited yesterday and are limited today and are questionable for the game status. So the only one is Emmanuel Ogbah, who did have a full practice, but backs are tricky. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, Detroit has not gotten healthier. The week they had a lot of did not practices, and a lot of these guys did not.
They got
aren't going to play.
3 of their main guys back.
Right now,
Sewell is having a hell of a
I know.
year.
I got you. So questionable. Amon St. Brown. We still don't know. He's still in the concussion protocol. I think he's gonna play though. I think he's gonna play. He had full practice.
Josh Reynolds
on the fantasy show, they have him as a starting, so they expect him to play too.
So and then their guard Jonah Jackson, he's still questionable with a neck injury. Now the rest of these guys are out. Their tackle Matt Nelson is out. Their safety Melifilebedu, whatever, I can't spell his name. Chase Lucas, their cornerback. Mike Hughes, their cornerback. Charles Harris, as you guys know who Charles Harris is, and then Deshaun Elliott. So their secondary has 2 safeties and 2 cornerbacks out in this game. So even if they got whomever, doesn't matter. They're still super, super thin back there. Not too dissimilar to the Dolphins. But you're right. They do get DeAndre Swift back. TJ Hawkinson is a full go. Taylor Deckert's a full go. Ahmad St. Brown will probably end up going. So they will have some offensive weaponry, but really, I mean,
St. Brown versus X.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, remember what we're talking about here. Our defense, even with DBs being injured, Noah Igbenogany stepping up. Cater Kahu should be playing. Keon Crossan. We're getting healthy, and these guys have all played significant snaps and done a decent enough job. The only pain that we're gonna see, and growing pains we'll probably see. And I don't know if Goff is good enough to pick on somebody. I don't think Goff's the type of quarterback that'll find the matchup and pick on somebody. They might call those, but Goff ain't the type of quarterback to be cerebral and find and pick on someone.
But he hasn't demonstrated he can against this.
That's right, he hasn't. And the one I'm looking at is I would test the new safety out there, whoever it is, in Phil for Brandon Jones. Eric Rowe, but yes, remember it's still matchup specific with Eric Rowe. You get one of these slot corners.
TJ Hawkinson.
No, it's not TJ Hawkinson. Well, TJ Hawkinson's still pretty good. And Eric Rowe has done good against tight ends, as you know, but TJ Hawkinson's also pretty decent.
Well, like that big dime throw that he did, he gave up the Fairmouth that kept their drive alive. I'll wait.
We're also going to be able to cut off Hawkinson.
That was the key to
do not have to spy Jared
Stop
Goff
it with Eric Rowe.
So we're going to be able to cut off
I've never liked Eric Rowe. I'm going to be real with you.
He gave up a dime throw a crucial 4th down in the last game. They kept the drive alive.
Rush.
The tight end stopper.
Because we're going to have a guy to either cut off Hawkinson across the middle or go in on a 5th man blitz. Besides the corner blitz, we're going to be able to blitz with one of our linebackers because we don't have to spy Jared Goff. If one of our linebackers gets in the backfield, he is not getting away from them.
He's not. And that's the thing. You can dial up a different blitz package to call someone in, whether it's
Cameron Good.
it's really that is the key when it comes to us beating him.
We got Cameron Good on the practice.
You fill the gaps with the D line.
There's a reason we saved him on the practice squad. That guy gets in the backfield, Rashad.
Oh, I'm starting TJ Hawkinson because he's gonna get his targets and catches in this game.
I stay 10 minutes away from Cal. I go to Cal games. I'm a Michigan fan.
He's just small. That's
still.
You're a Michigan fan and go to Cal games. That's awesome.
No, I said he's raw.
That's because I have family that.
I got you.
I get tickets for free. So
hell yeah.
I have a question.
I didn't say small. I said raw.
He's
raw.
Last week.
He's a beast, though.
The Steelers had 6 catches on 7 throws against Noah, and a touchdown. Although it was really good pass. Noah's only real defensive play of the game was a ball that Pickett threw right to him, and he could have ran.
No, Mark. Noah had some decent. He's gotten really decent with getting his hands and disrupting the timing, and he's staying with his guys. It's still ugly as shit when he tries to track the ball in the air, but he has been doing it. He has been doing it.
He's got his head around.
He's gotten his head around finally.
He's been in the right place at the right time.
No, he's actually. You can see the effort being made.
No.
He is turning his head around.
He's putting his body on the receiver. He's using the sideline to his advantage.
He's not holding anymore, and he's not holding, and he's not getting caught by these wide receivers where he's got a hold of their arm or something and they get the flag. He's still a little grabby for my likings, but he's gotten better at not holding, and he's allowed himself to stay close in position and put himself between them and the ball. And as long as he can keep doing that, he's still young enough to start refining these tools a little bit. So we'll see where it goes with him. But Goff ain't the kind of guy that's going to just look at him like Tom Brady and be like, I'm going to torch this kid all day long. It's just not going to happen. It's fucking Goff.
Stop it.
Well, who was the Super Bowl quarterback in Los Angeles? We can say whatever we want, but he's still
how conveniently forget that. Come on, man.
We didn't forget it, but it's just a fact that, Goff, to me, isn't a cerebral player. He's got great arm strength. I'll give it to him. But it's not like
the highest rated passer that season. They was the number 1 offense in the league. It took the Flores-type defense to shut him down in New England.
High-powered offense. Working.
If they wouldn't have played the Patriots, they would have destroyed whoever came out of the AFC that year.
Mm-hmm. I'm not.
It's just so happened they ran against the wrong football team.
It's just Goff with a great football team that decided to move off of him. Now with a subpar football team.
What was really great about that Rams team? I mean, they had Woods and they had Kupp, a young Cooper Kupp at wide receiver. I think I'm trying to remember who they had at tight end. They had Todd Gurley.
Was that before
Gurley was their running back?
Gurley, that's right. It was Gurley. Thank you. I couldn't remember the running back. Gurley had a freaking
the one that we could have got
that year.
The one
Jared Goff is ranked 26th in completion percentage at 62.3. His interception percentage is ranked 28.
I'm not trying to hate on Jared Goff, but let's be real.
So he throws almost 3 interceptions every 100 throws.
You said 62%. What's giving some context?
The team Goff has
back in the
right
90s
now
would probably be in the top 10.
The team Goff has right now got him along with a bunch of first-round picks and a bevy of picks to take him. So just remember what we're talking about.
Because I can remember guys like Elway hovering in the 50s
gave up on and gave away a fuck ton of draft capital to get rid of him.
But now you can talk about who he's ranked 26.
Do the Lions got the Rams pick this year?
There's 25 other guys that have a better one, including Jacoby Brissett. I don't even have to go to Tua. I don't even have to go to Tua that's ranked 6th in completion percentage. You know what I mean?
But there's a lot of things that factor in completion percentage.
I got you, Rashad. I'm going to be so hammered. You guys might get some. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, you might want to follow me on Twitter because I'm going to probably do. Maybe I'll release it on here. I'm going to have some videos from the party for sure. It's going to be fucking blasted.
His passer rating is ranked 15th at 90.6. Tua's is 4th at 105.9.
Tua's
Jared Goff's QBR.
ranked 14th at 52.6. Tua's is
okay. You got to when you start going into deep the numbers, you're going to have to start how many games played and the ratio and what's the ratios.
These are ratings. These aren't
Crypto, those are ratings,
qualitative numbers.
Not per game. Like I hate on.
I know, but it's total.
No,
I hate on Tua, but
I'm talking about if you play 3 games and you have one extraordinary experience, and a lot of people play a lot more games, it's a lot more room for error.
Wait a minute, bro.
Crypto,
Wait a minute.
Crypto. I get what you're saying.
If I were to sort by yards and say, yes, Jared Goff is ranked 13th and Tua is ranked 22nd, then you could say, well, Jared Goff has played 3 more games. That makes sense. That's quantitative.
It's the same thing with QBR.
Percentage. How about
I'm talking about as far as QBR.
How about we go? Let's do this.
Because if you have more chances to make mistakes if you play more games.
Hold on.
That's going to affect your QBR anyway.
But you also have more opportunities.
Hold on. Let's do air yards per throw. That's qualitative, not quantitative. Okay.
Tua's like
intended air yards per pass attempt.
Tomato.
At 8.6. Jared Goff is ranked 10th with 8.4.
That's cool.
Completed air yards per attempt. Tua is 4th at 7.7. Jared Goff is 16th at 5.9.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Okay, who does Tua have at his disposal versus Jared Goff?
I'm talking about who's going to win the game Sunday. I'm not talking about whether Tua or Goff is better.
Yeah. We're talking about Tua's better than Goff.
Crypto do not like.
That's fine.
We
could have had all those numbers against Pickett.
I'm talking
and we
about
almost lost to the guy.
Would you prefer Skyler this weekend?
Talking about Goff's results this season with the team he's got this season.
Where my Skynet folks at?
Better than, in other words, I'll take my chances with our quarterback's performance and results this season come Sunday than Jared Goff's.
Yeah, I agree, Color.
That's fine. That's fine. That's your opinion.
We're the ones with the weapons. That's why I'm picking us to win Sunday.
Good choice.
Well, on that note, you should have been with Iceman and having us winning every Sunday.
They give up 28 points per game. Bottom line,
that's the only person I know that picked us to win every Sunday.
Bottom line is they give up 28.4 points per game. We should get every bit of that.
They're the worst defense
Plus
in the league.
What was Pittsburgh's ranking against the defense? What was Pittsburgh's ranking against the offense?
24.
Crypto, I don't know what their ranking was. I know they were ranked second.
And Golovaloa is a freaking moron, the freaking biggest numbnut of them all.
I know the Pittsburgh Steelers was ranked second in interceptions going into the Sunday night football game, but everybody was like, "Oh, they dropped all those picks." Well, they're a top 2 team in interceptions. This is what they do, but they did not take it off. The Pittsburgh Steelers was number 2 in the league in interceptions.
In what? And it so happened they picked that game to drop a bunch of them.
Yeah, I'm not complimenting our offense on that, but I'm saying what I would say is we're blaming Tua. We're upset with Tua with all these potential interceptions that he threw. Pittsburgh found a genius way to set quarterbacks up to intercept them like crazy.
But those near interception came off bad decision making. It's not like the receivers made unbelievable breaks on the ball. Those were just dropped.
You're right. Some of them were.
So if you don't make the corrections on the near interceptions, you're gonna get complacent, thinking you don't need to make a course correction, and you're gonna freaking do the same thing, hoping that the next team drop those interceptions.
I will say we dropped 2 touchdowns too. Granted, Fitzpatrick popped the shit out of Mostert, so I'm not gonna really count that. So we dropped 1 touchdown when Mike Gesicki got hit in the face mask again with the football.
But what I'm saying, there's a difference in near interception drop, near picks versus just a gift.
Drop touchdown
versus a guy.
Gotcha.
As far as interceptions versus a DB's making a real smart play on the ball versus the quarterback just gift wrapping one for you and they dropping it. That's totally different.
Some DBs,
it's like a near-death experience. If you don't correct the freaking thing that caused you to have the near-death experience, eventually that's going to be a death.
Just to continue the context, they're about the same with pressure percentage. Tua's 19th, Goff is 18th. Goff has 21.2, Tua 20.8. So that's both of them, if you round up and down, are both at 21% pressure rate. Pressure
Our
percentage.
offensive line is good. I'll be real.
So they're both seeing about the equal amount of pressure. I happen to believe we can probably get more pressure on Goff than they can get on us. So that should tip the scale there, I think. My opinion, but pocket time is only a tenth of a second off between the two. Goff gets 2.4, Tua gets 2.3. That's no different.
I think
but Tua's near picks didn't come off him being pressured.
I'm sorry.
True.
His near picks didn't come off him being pressured.
That's possible. That's a PFF track. I'm not looking at PFF, so they don't track that stat here.
PFF.
I could see if the offensive line just totally exploded and he had a bunch of near interception. That's different.
They do a bad. Listen, guys, they do a bad throw percentage on this site. And the bad throw percentage for Jared Goff is 17.9. Tua is 16.2.
That was probably the worst tool in the league.
And what they consider
Tua's better than Jared Goff.
It says percentage of poor throws per pass attempt, excluding spikes and throwaways. I don't know what they consider a poor throw on Pro Football Reference. It's whatever the NFL does because that's what they aggregate.
I've never seen.
Well, I'm sure the 1972 Dolphins glad that any other football team doesn't play football on paper, or else that record would have went up and smoked a long time ago.
I will say Tua throws.
I'm just giving context as to why I would predict. Again,
crypto's such a fucking buzz-killing thing sometimes, bro.
into picking us to win, like let's say 35-24.
All right, let's get some final thoughts in because it's getting late.
I'll consult with Larry Zonk and Jim Kick and the boys.
Let me know what Zonk says because I've been waiting for him to call me back.
I'm sure a lot of teams had better numbers than them going into each game on Sunday prior to them playing the 72 Dolphins. But I'll check in with Larry Zonk.
72 Dolphins, so
that's the point. The 72 Dolphins. There was a lot of teams that that had better numbers than them on paper going into the game.
When Zonka talks back or calls you back,
that's why you play a 3-hour window. I only go about a 3-hour window, but that's neither here nor there.
All right, so let's do some final thoughts. We'll start with you, Crypto. Give us some final thoughts.
Listen, stop believing I'm a Debbie Downer. I would just like to say I'm a realist. When I said that we was going to go 11-6, I never wavered. It was based on a pre-season prediction. I'm not changing week to week. I'm sticking to my guns.
Crypto, I'm right there with you.
No changes, no alterations.
Context.
I'm not going week to week.
Still 11-6 too, Crypto.
Whenever I say we was going to lose a certain amount of games at whatever point in the season, I'm not changing. I just gonna have to be wrong or either right.
Just so you know that Atlanta Panthers game color, Hubbard is out. Their running back, who's now the number one with CMC gone, and also J.C. Horn is questionable, probable not to play. So I'm telling you that parlay is dead in the water. Because I'm telling you, the Panthers, because they beat Tampa, ain't gonna happen again, bro. Don't get suckered.
Mariota's trash.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, I'll tell you my parlays probably tomorrow. Maybe I'll
Marietta just needs somebody like Chip Kelly.
I locked in some really good ones.
He would probably be.
There's a lot of underdogs I like to either cover or win.
I haven't locked in the bet yet.
Bro, I've locked in some good shit.
I told my dad, take the Bears, the Packers, the Steelers, and there's one other team that I'm forgetting right now, and put them together to cover, not to win.
Yeah, there's I've got some good ones. I'll get into a little bit of that.
I know Aaron Rodgers is going to find a way to make it interesting. I just know it.
I'm telling you, I could see it happening,
I'm not
and
ready
it
to
won't be the end all
gotta
be
have
all.
a trade. They need
It's a
a
long
receiver.
season.
Call us.
They do.
You got Wilson right here waiting
Yeah,
for you.
he wants
Aaron
to be there
Rodgers will
too.
be fine.
Wants to go back to the
We'll take-
NFC.
We'll
Everything.
take AJ Dillon off your hands. We'll throw a pick in there.
We'll give you Edmonds
AJ
and
Dillon.
Wilson. We'll give you Edmonds
Oh my
and Wilson
God.
for Dillon,
For
right?
AJ
Straight
Dillon.
up. Straight up.
You think Green Bay is willing to help out other teams when they think they could rescue their season?
We're not right. We're helping them out. We're going to give them a wide receiver and a running back for just a running back. What you mean, Crypto? This is an even trade. It's an even trade. We want their running back.
Honestly,
No, they need more than a tight
Gesicki,
end. They tight end is
Wilson,
fine.
and Chase.
They need a
He's
deep
not a
ball to
tight end.
receiver stop dropping passes for
Well,
once.
then I don't know. I need something back for that. Give me.
Craycraft?
No, don't give him Craycraft. I like Craycraft. Don't give him that.
You know, we
I
can
like him
take
too,
like
but
half
I'm like,
Denver's team with Jalen
for
Waddle. right?
AJ Dillon, I'll take it. Like,
Alex, you late,
where I'm
dog. The first hour and a half of this show, Alex, is all about the Emmanuel HO. Even Ian was up here talking about it
Yeah,
with us. You
Alex-
have to rewind back and
Yeah,
see it. We're
Alex-
literally doing final thoughts, bro. Go back and watch the beginning, Alex. You'll be excited. It was a lot of good talk.
what are you doing up,
Give you the
Alex?
summary, Alex. The summary is Acho said Brian Flores is a better coach than Kyle Shanahan. That was the gist of it.
Emmanuel
72
Acho
undefeated
is
is
a
kind of like
Dolphins
in
fan.
my he's like my spirit being
You're good.
over there. 72
Shelby's on to
undefeated.
something. I think Shelby is right, and I'm not a two.
72 undefeated.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Crypto's pulling
Hey.
the strings back here. Crypto, we'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
Yeah. All right. I hope we can. I hope I can be wrong. I hope I can be
Yeah,
wrong
fuck
again.
you guys.
I hope I
Love
can
you.
be wrong.
I hope so
I'm
too.
wrong this week.
No, I'm still with you on the 11-6 because that's playoff worthy, brother. All right, Crypto, we'll see you tomorrow, bud.
Yep.
Later. Greg,
Yo,
what it is, what it do.
man, this game is going to be either a gut wrench punch or it's going to put us on a mountain of highs.
Greg is on point right now. It's either going to be a swift kick in the nuts,
Because-
or we'll be flying on cloud
I
nine.
think
like
it's
it.
going to end. I think one way, you're right, Greg. One way or another, it's going to end the Tua argument. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Because if
I
we
wouldn't
come
say
out,
end.
I wouldn't
It'll
go, I
be a
wouldn't go
really-
that far.
If
Wouldn't
he
go that
shows
far.
up, it ends.
I
It'll
wouldn't
be
go
a
that
big nail in the argument, whether in the argument's coffin,
Okay.
whether it's up or down for Tua. We don't, we'll
I like
see,
that.
but-
I like that. It's a big hit on the nail. I got you. Go ahead.
yeah. But, yeah, we're either going to see Tua ball out and this offense ball out, put up 40, maybe 50, who knows? But if we lose to the Lions and our offense sucks, like it has been this year, I'm sorry, but you're going to be expecting me coming up here bashing Tua and hoping Lamar Jackson ends up here, man. Because at the end of the day, this team is way too talented to, just keep being mediocre. And I want to win just as much as everyone else. And I just hate being mediocre, man. I want to win.
About it.
But we got to see what happens.
Appreciate it, Greg. We'll see you tomorrow, bud.
Thanks, Greg.
See ya.
Yeah, we need to
Later,
get
buddy.
Shake Money or somebody over there to man the airport in Tampa to see if Lamar left last night.
Shake Money's a little further south than that.
Tampa's every bit as likely to throw him a bag too.
I don't know.
Tampa's
Are they going to
close
have the
enough to
money
home
for the
for
bag? They
anybody.
kind of mortgaged their future with the Tom Brady experience. So and Tampa don't really get down that way. They'll drift back into obscurity for 15 years and turn around and win a Super Bowl again. That's just their game. So Rashad, some final thoughts. Damn, Rashad had himself a couple.
Shit. Hold on. Whew, choking. Final thoughts. We
That whiskey turned you sideways, bro.
Cognac.
Cognac. Oh, nice.
Shit, getting drunk off yak, getting in the yards.
Right, exactly. We gotta go out Sunday and dominate. I mean, you guys know me. If we win, I'm accepting it.
happy.
But I want to dominate. I want to go out there and
beat the brakes off of a team we should beat the brakes off of.
The conversation on Tuesday is this the Dolphins that we should be expecting? Are the Dolphins up and coming? Are they the new it team? Like, not even it team, like playoff contender. Not even playoff contender. Playoff problem. Like, are we the dark horse?
Well, Rashad, as much as people thinking the Nationals are crapping all over the Dolphins, I'm actually seeing a lot of like the kind of little pundit rankings all like they seem more sure in the Dolphins than even me. You know what I mean? Like in some ways.
Right. Exactly.
It's like I see certain like rankings and stuff like that, and I'm like, they're just, I don't know. People don't see it because they only want to see the negative. But like, for instance, looking at the fantasy show tonight on NFL Network, why are they putting stardom for Tua and Raheem Mostert and Jason Sanders? You know what I mean?
Listen, how many guys did we see stardom in any fantasy these last few years? You know what I'm saying?
Now, whether we win the game or not, they're expecting them to put up some fantasy points.
Exactly, bro.
Right, exactly. The running back and the quarterback, that's a little weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
But
what it
normally
could be, Rashad, is like I said, if we get a couple big runs or a couple scores off the run, early and quick or whatever, then it could mean that they expect Tua to really distribute the ball evenly in a big win. Because, that would be, they can't decide which wide receiver to pick, Waddle or Tyreek, you know what I mean? Or Gesicki or whatever, and then they got Jason Sanders. Well, you're talking about a couple field goals plus all the extra points from maybe 4 touchdowns. That's a decent performance for a kicker, you know what I mean?
Right.
In fantasy. So
100% right, yeah.
Well, Rashad, we'll have to see you tomorrow, man. Make sure to catch Late Night Exhale, homie.
Yep, I get off work at 6. I'll tap in what you got. Well, I'm in California, so yeah.
Yeah, you'll be in.
I'll definitely be in touch. About to go party for the rest
Rashad.
of the night.
There you go, Rashad. Take it easy, man. Be safe. Later, bud.
Yes, sir.
Color.
Rashad's a good dude, man.
Rashad's good peeps for sure. He's definitely got that West Coast laid backness to him.
He actually agrees with me, but his mic is a little quiet all the time, so everybody yells over him all the time. So like, I'll find out like 5 seconds later, like, oh, he actually was agreeing with what.
Yeah, I know. Rashad, he's got that chill laid backness going for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we got a lot of potential. Greg really hit it. It's gonna be Cloud9 or Swift kick in the nuts.
I think so.
That's just the reality of it.
And I don't mind a close win if it, let's say, look,
yeah, if it's a shootout or something to that effect. And
yeah, if we're talking 42,
Noah's getting picked on, and us not having Brandon Jones is rearing its ugly head, and for whatever reason, golf looks like the fucking golf no one's seen.
Let's admit it. They've used their firepower this year.
Exactly. If we're in that kind of football game, then I'll take that. Just entertain me and show me a fucking offense that can do business, because I know the defense can show up. They have a week off, so be it.
Here's another thing. A 42-38 win when you've led the whole game is completely different than what happened in Baltimore. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even care if it's close. If it's 38-35, but it's been 35-10 since the second quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
well, I don't know about that. I don't want to.
I mean?
I don't want to see that. If it's 35-17 going into the fourth, and then
but given what we got to deal with on defense, I can see if we're up big early enough, they might
let
go
off the gas. They get some chump yards
a little in the second half and kind of let them creep back in. But
exactly,
we can throttle this team is basically what I'm saying.
Were you planning on doing coffee and a cup of color tomorrow?
There's a good chance because like I said, I was able to rest, pretty much other than helping you out in these shows. I've been able to pretty much rest since Tuesday. So I'm going to go have breakfast really early with Mom in the morning and then fire it up right after that. I'm targeting like sort of right after Brian, Kat, and Paul go on their show at 8 o'clock in the morning. They go at 8 o'clock in the morning with their normal Saturday show.
On the Fin side, guys are the kings, man. I love them guys. Brian and Paul are the fucking shit. I love those dudes.
So I'll probably have them on in my ear while I'm eating breakfast. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Get me
definitely.
fired up. I was targeting around 11 to noon or so.
Yeah, that sounds good. I got a couple of videos coming out here that I'll be dropping. There's gonna be
yeah, I heard. Yeah, but when you said I didn't know about all that, we'll have to talk about that. But
we'll talk backstage because
the thing of it is, I came out last week right after the Pittsburgh game saying no more predictions of big wins until further notice. But again, I'm shoehorned, so it's like I'll explain tomorrow why I feel like I'm shoehorned into picking us winning big.
I don't know.
Once again, like a homer. Yes, you may say it's homerish, but the numbers show it. I mean, we got the firepower, we got the ability, we just need to do it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Make sure to catch Coffee and a Cup of Color. He will be there live in action, hopefully around 11 or 12, whatever we'll get there. And can you share the video? Which video, Brandon? Oh, you're talking about the one from Twitter? Come back in like 15 minutes, Brandon. I'll just post it on the YouTube channel. You got to check out the YouTube channel, Brandon. I'll put it on there. So that Emmanuel Ocho video, I'll put that on there. So yeah, we'll get. Oh look, DTA jumped in real quick. DTA, you want to give us a final thought real quick?
Yeah. I think I was at 21-17 Miami against my better judgment. Just from what we've seen, but I hope they win, so that's what I'm going to go for. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, although I do think we should be able to by standard of what we have on the roster. We should definitely be able to go score a high amount of points, and that's what I want to see. I hope to see from the game Sunday. I hope to see a big change from what we saw against the Steelers. I hope that it was just rust or whatever you want to, and that we see a major difference in the way that the offense is playing. That's all I got to say. I was really disappointed with the last win. I'm happy for the win that we got, but it wasn't impressive, and I've been saying
yeah, and let's hope we have a convincing win to leave a better taste come Monday morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right,
and
DTA.
like you guys, and that's what the one thing you guys were talking about. I think depending on how they play against the Lions and what they show us, I'm hoping that gives us a better sign of what's to come from them and how our season's going to be dictated. You know what I mean? What the rest of our season's going to look like, what they're capable of doing, how they're going to play. Because with playoff aspirations, if you play like you played against the Steelers, we ain't making it too far.
That ain't no lie, bro. It ain't gonna. You can't live in that kind of football. So it's just not a good way to go about your business. All right, DTA, we'll see you tomorrow. Make sure to catch Coffee and a Cup of Color. Later, bud. All right, Color. That's it for tonight. We will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure, everybody, if you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, come over to YouTube, subscribe, get in on the conversations, and hit the like button. Help out. Share the videos, guys. We'll see you next time. Thank you to everyone who donated. Kevin, new member, get you on the list, buddy. Take it easy. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Fins up.